It's crazy. It's crazy. Am I echoing or something?
No, you're not. You maybe just need to turn down the TV on your side, but you coming off clearly over here. What's going on? What you like to bring to the conversation? Hello, Philly.
Nigga,
No,
Say that again.
I just think black men don't need to be step. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I I just think we don't need to be stepfathers. You understand that?
And why not?
Um,
I'm
it it
listening.
it just gets to me like there's a lot of women out here, right? And
Hmm.
there's more women than males, right?
Okay. Not by much, but yes, go ahead.
Not by much.
No.
Okay. So that's my first stance.
Hmm. And what's your second?
My second stance is our black women don't accept us as stepfathers anymore.
That's not
Um,
true. They do accept stepfathers all the time.
I said anymore though. I mean, back when I was grown.
Hmm.
Okay, and is there the money value you're wasting and the disrespect that goes on with that? So let's talk about it.
Okay, so let's talk about. So no, I do not think that you are wasting money by helping out any child that you are helping out. That is money spent that you're investing in a child's life. No, that is not money wasted or time wasted. You provided something for that child at that time. It's not wasted. Where we get this idea that it's wasted? That's number one. Number two, stepfathers are respected. Russell Wilson is respected in this life. What are we talking about?
wow.
Stepfathers are appreciated in this world. I don't understand why we talking about it like this.
Oh, am I still on? Can you hear me?
Yes, everybody is still here.
Okay, I'm not. I ain't trying to cut
Yo, so
nobody
let
off.
me let me let me finish my point then, because I got cut off when you got this rim brother up in here. You know what I'm saying, talking that yin yang. So my point is this, Sharon. The reason why the Supreme Goddess is correct is because she's speaking to the ideal situation that I spoke about in the beginning of my talking points, which is
So the
we
problem
need to
with
teach.
the
Hold
problem
on,
with
let me
that
finish.
hold
Let me
on, but the
finish.
problem with that so the problem with that we are not talking about ideal situation. Everybody want to talk like we are not talking. We talking about
I
reality,
was
not just
gonna get
ideal
there. I was gonna
situations.
get there, but you didn't allow me to get there, man. You doing a lot of premature ejaculation today, Sharon. I need you to
Because these people are
calm down
being
a little bit.
because people are being disingenuous with the conversation for the whole time. They act like their preference should be what we talk about to the whole demographic of the dating world.
I
It's
get it. So
how
let me
people
put it
say it. It's
together. Let me put it together real quick. So what PhD Diva is talking about is the ideal situation that I'm teaching my kids, and I'm sure you teaching your kids, right? Which is date with intention to marry. You're teaching them that their body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? And that God doesn't want to dwell in an unclean temple, right? So obviously, when they're going out in the dating world, they're looking to find someone who also has a clean temple, right? That's the ideal situation. But my question to PhD Diva would be this: PhD Diva, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so answer me this, Supreme Goddess. Now, because I know you up on all the statistics, right? So if the majority of our children that's being born today into the world are being born out of wedlock, wouldn't that mean that there's going to be a desperate need of single fathers and single mothers out there, period?
Well, so being born out of wedlock doesn't mean that both parents aren't involved, right? So do you need a stepdad if or a stepmom if the two people aren't together, but both are still very involved with the child? They're co-parenting in a way that, you know, the child not lacking for anything and has a good relationship with both parents.
Well, my point is not about the relationship, right? Because if they decide to separate at any point where the man or the woman decides to vacate the home when they should be raising the child together in the home, then that creates a need, right? Because from my value system, I believe that children has to be raised in the house by a mother and a father, right? That is the way God intended us to do it, and I believe that is the correct way to do it. So once you create that schism, right, of having the baby before marriage, now that creates a need. So when the need is created, we cannot be teaching our men and women, and I'm not talking about the young men and women, I'm talking about the men and women in general, that they should avoid uh, a stepfather or stepmother situation, because what happens is now the children are adversely affected because their needs aren't being met, and on top of that, then how are these men and women who have already created this situation, right? How they're going to be able to get their proper symmetry within this world to correct the situation that they created, right? So
Man,
I
yeah,
agree.
you sound
I
like a
agree with
Muslim,
you,
man. Like,
Supreme
hey,
Goddess.
listen,
I agree. Ideally,
Sharon, can you hear me?
We
Who is
can.
that?
I don't know.
he's a rim rider.
Sharon.
He one of them red pill
That is
incel or
Philly
manosphere.
Boy DC.
Okay, Philly Boy DC, we don't cut people off. We are respectful here.
Yes, I apologize.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
So
PhD. You want to
that is
answer?
my point, Supreme Goddess. I want you to speak to, because I understand what the Supreme Goddess is saying, and she's absolutely right. However, right, if we're looking at the situation in totality, we have to understand that because men and women decided to forego God being at the top of their value system in the beginning, it created this schism and this need. So in order to correct it,
Sir,
we have
sir,
to
sir,
fill the
sir,
need.
I got to interrupt. You're talking about a schism,
You
and you're
don't even
talking.
know what a schism is, bro, my brother. Like, you listen, you're not even intelligent enough to have this conversation with me. You're not qualified. I listened to you. You started
I'm.
off your soliloquy,
Mm,
and
mm,
you
mm.
wasn't even, coherent with what you were talking about. So I don't know if you did
Okay,
any type of
okay.
drugs or alcohol this morning, but what you need to do is listen for a minute. You know what I'm saying,
Nah, I
before you
can't
speak,
listen to you no
so
more.
that you can get a full
That's why I
understanding of
interrupted you,
context,
sir.
right?
That's
Yeah,
why I
you
interrupted you.
interrupted me because
Yeah,
you don't
because
understand
because it sounds like you're having a
patience,
problem with
right?
women.
It sounds like I'm having a problem with women.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Okay.
I called you out. I called you out.
All right. So go ahead. Tell me how I'm having a
Yeah,
problem with women. Tell me that.
yeah. You sound like you are.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Go off.
And listen at you. You sound like you're red pill, but you want to be blue pill, and you can't decide on what side you're on.
That's your answer.
So no, Browns, when you talk to a perfect situation, and what we're saying is a lot of situations don't stay perfect. They might start perfect, but they don't stay perfect. And you are trying to fit a need that is, I don't see is needed anymore. I do think they're a better co-parent. I
You
think that
can't
learn how to
He can't get a woman, Pastor.
I think people are learning how to co-parent. I think people are
He
learning how to
can't get a woman. He can't get a woman. Period.
I think people learn how to take care of their kids without look, check this right. Brownsville. No, no chick I get is going to be a better mother to my son than his mother. There really ain't nobody else going to be a better father to him than me. So there's no
That's
need.
not true.
There's no. I don't. So I don't think I can. I can't replace her as a mother. I'm not even going to try to. That's stupid. You can't even replace me as a father. That's stupid. So you get into a new relationship or something like that. That's cool. But don't put
Listen, brother.
your
Listen, brother.
that person having to parent your child is stupid. Why can people just can't?
Listen, brother. I have a kid, and I understand your pain, man. I went through that, right?
Oh, here we go.
Welcome to the show, OtisWho podcast. Good day, sir.
Great to be here. Great to be here. Peace to the panel and
No,
the.
you got to break it down. You got to break it down, Otis, to some weird ass niggas, man, like that don't get nothing in their life.
Sir,
I'm sorry,
we need you to
just
stop
off me.
interrupting everybody.
Yes, Philly boy. If you cannot hold yourself to a conversation, please hit the X button. Go ahead, OtisWho.
I might be wrong, but did he just insult me?
No, he did not.
No.
Okay, I apologize. I heard it wrong. I'm sorry. That's good. I'm good. I fuck up all the time. What's going on, everybody? I don't have anything to say at this point. I'm just listening. I do want to come back and rebuttal what you said about me calling you. I called you a hypocrite for as you thinking you the better man, and it's not a choice, or it's just you that you made two women baby mamas. I want to talk about that, but I'll sit back for a minute. I'll let you two have your conversation.
Can I read something to you, Sharon?
Absolutely.
Are you technically trying to say that there's men out here that could be a better father for your children than you? And that's not true. God wouldn't have gave them to you. So that's not true, Sharon. Do you think that? Do you really think that? Do you think that the mother? I know you got to a new relationship, but the woman in a relationship is not a better mother to your children than their original mothers. You may think so because you're fucking her, but in reality, she's not.
That's not true.
Go about it.
Absolutely not true. I know people that have stepfathers that they respect their stepfather more than their father because the stepfather was actually in their life, build them up and help them throughout life. So yes,
you said an absent father. You said an absent father.
Hey, Sharon,
you said they respect their stepfather because their father was not in their life. You just said
Pastor, we talked about this. And back to Sharon's point, a stepfather, no, we're not doing that as black men. Let's stop this shit, man.
Okay, Philly boy, the next time you interrupt somebody, I'm gonna drop you.
Oh, okay. I apologize, PhD.
Okay, Sharon, let me read this to you.
Okay.
So the question that I was gonna ask, but it keep getting crazy. It's like, do you think the situation with like your situation and like you mentioned Russell Wilson, I think, earlier, do you think that's the rule or the exception that the step parents come in and the family is flourishing and blah blah blah?
I think it's more common than people want to actually admit. Also, Kevin Durant, he also was raised by a stepfather as well. Mm-hmm. So most people are a lot of men and women. They are raised by their step parents. A lot of people, if you have real conversation, they are raised by a step parent in a lot of instances, and they do not have these issues like how we be talking about. So I think it's wrong for us to say that just because our preference is I would not ever date somebody with a kid, to say that should be the rule going outside dating. I think that's where it gets a little strange for me.
Okay. So I'm going to read just a sentence from there was a study done in 2018. It's an NIH study. The name of the study, if people want to go and look it up, Step-Family Relationship Quality and Children's Internalizing and Externalizing Problems. Okay. And in this study, it says findings from nationally representative studies and meta-analyses. A meta-analysis is when they take a bunch of studies and look at what the overall trend is, the overall relationship is. Indicate that children in step families are at an elevated risk of experiencing maladjustment in terms of academic, social, behavioral, and psychological well-being.
Okay,
that's from the National Institute of Health. If you niggas don't know what that is,
right?
PhD,
but my question to the Supreme Goddess would be this though: how does that compare or contrast to the single mothers who are doing this on their own because for some reason that baby maker decided to forego his responsibility and leave her high and dry into a situation where she has to do it all by herself? Mm-hmm. So how does the stepfather correlate to the single mother?
The PhD, can I talk?
Go ahead, sir. You're already talking.
And no, as a man, I have been there. with the single mother, and I felt empty as fuck. So that's all I can say. I don't know how to add on to that, but that's an empty
Thank
feeling.
you. As you gather some more thoughts so you can have a full sentence. Hey, Otis, what do you think?
Oh
You
my
think
God,
that being a stepfather is inherently a bad deal?
Wait,
Of
can I
course
read
not.
something? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to cut
yeah,
y'all
go
off.
ahead,
Okay.
PhD.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So to Brownsville question, because that's an interesting question. So I was looking it up. Now this is from the Center for Law and Social Policy, and they say living in a mother stepfather family has as many negative effects as living in a mother only family, contrary to what might be expected. Children living in step families are equally at risk for involvement in deviant behavior as their peers living in single parent households.
Wow. So that means we got a lot of bad stepfathers out there. Okay.
And that's my point. Don't let them people around your children.
No,
What I'm
no,
saying is, I
that's
don't
not.
even think it's a real role. I think it's something we made up. I don't even think it's a real role. Like, I don't even think it's a real role. I just think it's something we made up. You cannot be invested in someone else. I mean, I guess you get these good stories like Shaq, Durant. You get Russell Wilson. You get these good stories here and there. But like PhD was just read from the overall studies, it does not work out like that. And I'm not willing to risk mine for it. That's all I'm saying.
It's not the biological prerogative of the male of any species to take care of and raise the male of another male's offspring. It just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like even in like if we look at lions, if the mother had a lion cub, another if a mother had another lion cub by another male lion, the father of the pride will delete the stepchild. You can look it up.
But that's animals.
Okay.
Animals do not have no conscience like how we do. So we can't use animals in these conversations.
Okay, let's give a scenario though, y'all. Like,
all right, thank you, Felix.
And to Omni's point, right? If you
yeah.
even go back to the biblical times before the whole stepfather, stepmother situation, when something happened between like the husband died or whatever, then that woman became like in a vulnerable situation to where she had to depend on other people to take care of her, right? Because she was unable to Omni's point, to get another person to help her out when it came to
Okay.
rearing the children or taking care of the
But we're
household.
beyond
So
biblical. We're beyond.
so
We're
so
Hey,
so
beyond.
Philly
Philip,
boy,
why are
respectfully
you
shut the fuck up. Like
right? Why are
honestly,
you cutting
like
people
dude,
off?
it's like your fifth or sixth time cutting motherfuckers off in the middle of them talking. Wait your turn.
yeah, man. Hey,
Put
listen.
your thumbs, hold your hand. I don't care what you do over there, but do it by yourself.
Everybody
nice
got
way.
to learn say no to drugs. That's very, very, very important. But to Omni's point, right? That is correct as far as in the natural realm, right? But because we have gone into such an immoral state of society and being, we have to do and take steps to correct what we have procreated, which is a whole bunch of single mothers out here raising kids by themselves, a whole bunch of deadbeat dads who decided to make babies and then forego accountability and responsibility. So we have to do our job as a community, a society, to help correct that situation. So if we're saying that the solution is for all people to not get involved with someone who already has children, then how do we help rear the children? What is the solutions for that? I would like to hear a solution from Omni or PH Diva. What are the solutions to help rearing that child who doesn't have his father or mother at home because they decided for whatever reason to forego accountability in raising the kids?
it's simple. That they family steps, and you got grandfathers, grandmothers, uncles, aunts. The family usually. I remember I'm back in the country where people would get pregnant at a very early age. They would send the child to the family to be raised. So therefore, that child didn't grow up with his mother or his father. It grew up in the family. You're trying to ask this random stranger to come in and put back together a family. I don't think they can do it.
So also, hey, PhD, but you want to run down the when children get abused? How many of them are within the family? What's the
Let me
percentage?
look it up. Let me look it up. But I did find something else that was of interest to the conversation. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. So using data from 3 ways of a national survey of family and households. And so this is a longitudinal study because they don't do this national survey every year. It's more like every 10 years, probably. This is also an NIH study. We examine associations between adolescent family experiences and young adult well-being across a range of indicators, including schooling, substance use, and family-related transitions. We compare children living with both biological parents, but whose parents differ in how often they argue, to children in stepfather and single mother families. And we assess the extent to which differences can be understood in terms of family income and parenting practices. Findings suggest that parental conflict is associated with children's poorer academic achievement, increased substance use, and early family formation and dissolution. Living in single mother and stepfather families tend to be more strongly associated with our indicators of well-being, although differences between these family types and living with high conflict, continuously married parents are often statistically indistinguishable. Okay, and so what they're saying is any type of household where there's a lot of tumultuousness or disruption is going to be right. Exactly. A lot of conflict is going to be problematic for those children. But what they did at the last sentence I said was that they aren't able to distinguish. So there's no statistically significant difference between the outcomes for those children in those married, both parents married but fight a lot families, and those raised in single mother families and the stepfather family.
Right. So now that goes back. So now we can get to some back to some honest conversation, and that you should be choosing people off of character and not because they are singled or whatever, they have no children. Is because so it doesn't matter if you are having conflict in the house, whether that is the biological father or if it's the stepfather, that conflict is going to affect the children the same. That's what the study is pretty much saying in layman's terms. So
Can I add?
Didn't everybody know that, Mr.
Say that again, True?
Didn't everybody know that though?
I don't think so.
I have a PhD.
I mean, we don't understand that even if you grow up with a mother and father and that place is not healthy, you're gonna still be fucked up.
I don't think we understand that. No.
God damn.
No, the reason why I don't think we understand that, True, is because when we have these conversations, that's why it's automatically that you should not be a step parent in any circumstances.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying.
What I was saying is if you're in any family and y'all have horrible conflict resolution skills, the child's gonna be fucked up. That's what they're saying. It don't matter who you are, whether it's nuclear, step, single mother, single father. If you have horrible conflict resolutions where you start arguing and fighting, punching, throwing, stuff like that, whole lot of drinking, drugging, in and out, you're gonna have issues. That's what they're saying.
Right, and also, and I think that it's also very dangerous to have this idea that once only single people need to, only non-parent people should date non-parent people, and people that don't have children should date that, because then we know it's a fact that a lot of men would use that as a weapon. They would get your ass pregnant on purpose.
Well, Sharon, it doesn't mean much what I'm saying, but also we're all over. We're all over the place, sir. Like in my family, like I live one place, another state. My brother lives in another state.
Thank you for we do not want to hear that part of the conversation. Hey, welcome before we get into that. Hey, Sway Producing, good day to you, and how are you feeling?
What's going on? Am I coming in fine?
You coming in great. What's your thoughts?
I don't really have too much thoughts other than just personally, I'm not going to date a baby mama at this time of my life. I don't have any children. I'm 25, doing my own thing, and I've never even had sex with a woman that had children. So I kind of just move with a level of intentions and not put myself in certain scenarios. And dealing with a woman my age or around my age that already has a child is just not a good bet for me. I think that woman, for the most part, isn't moving with attention herself, generally. So I'd rather just avoid that whole scenario. And then the other aspect of me, you know, me compartmentalizing every time I put money into this other man's and her child, I'm somehow taking money that could have went to my children when I do have them. So just personally, it's not a good bet for me. Now, anybody can do whatever they want. I think if you already have children, or if you're older, or if you don't want to have children of your own, or you're scared to get pregnant, or whatever the case may be, yeah, find somebody that already has kids and help them raise their children. There's nothing wrong with being a stepfather or a stepmother. The main thing I think is the level of reciprocity, the level of respect, and also understanding that if you are the person that has the children already, that it's going to be viewed as a level of a burden. It's not like a super like demonized thing that we should put on to people, but you should also acknowledge that it's an added level of stress with dealing with you and your children. So
100.
Hey, Sway.
I could get with that a lot easier. That's more palpable for me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I appreciate everything Sway just said. I do have one question though, Sway. In your comments, you said that you move with intentions. So, are you saying that you're dating with intentions to find somebody to marry?
He already married.
He ain't married yet.
I marry, and I think I view marriage differently than you guys or you or most people. So, I mean, yes, that is, to answer your question blanketed, yes, that is the goal, the intentions to get married. But I also believe that, marriage is for children. So until I want to have children or is moving to that level, I'm not going to get married.
So now, is it true that you don't date black women?
Oh shit! No, most of the women I've ever dated in my life
just playing.
have been black.
I'm playing with you. I saw a comment in the chat, so I just wanted
to. So my next thing too. So now, if we are going to say that you shouldn't date a woman with kids, are we going to say that you shouldn't have sex with them too?
With children?
Yeah.
You should strap, yo. You should definitely strap. Don't hit it raw.
That's up to
you. So you can have sex with a woman with kids, but you can't date them.
Are you asking me personally?
Don't hit it raw. Don't hit it raw.
Okay, so hold on. I want to make sure. So, Pastor, you're saying that it's okay to have sex with a woman with kids, but it's not okay to date them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Apart or whatever. I'm not asking about protection. I'm just saying having sex with them is okay, but being on a date with them is not. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, let's keep it real. It happens. I'm
asking you a question. I'm not asking you what happens because we know it's stepfathers every day, so we know that it happens on both sides. Are you saying, because you was very adamant saying that you should never date, if you are a human being without children, you should never date somebody that have kids? Are you saying that the same thing? Should you not have sex with a woman that have children if you don't have kids?
No, you should still have sex with them.
Wow.
Hippo.
That's hypocrisy right there, Pastor.
Hippo.
That's straight up hypocrisy. Because now, basically, what you're saying is you're moving in a way that's only beneficial to yourself and your own wants, needs, and desires. That's not beneficial to the people that you're dealing with. So basically, what I'm hearing is a lot of self-serving type of rhetoric from you right now. Because if you're gonna say a woman that has kids isn't worthy of marriage, you should also be saying, hey, she's not worthy enough for me to stick my peen in there.
Correct.
So let's be right with this situation and not go left, man.
Whew, that's crazy. That was crazy. Omni, what is your thoughts? Do you believe in dating somebody with children? Yes or no?
No, I don't believe in dating anybody with children. I don't believe in fucking anybody with children. Because like, you know what I'm saying? We're adults. We know what comes of sex and what can potentially come of sex. I don't believe in sticking my dick in anybody that I wouldn't want to be the mother of my kids. That's just me. This is me.
All right. Hey, OtisWho, what's your thought?
Who was just talking? Who just said that?
That was Omni.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. What's up, Otis? What's your thoughts now?
Hey,
You got a
what's
good.
going on? Real quick. I was a father first to a quote unquote, and I hate that phrase personally. I was a father first to a stepchild before I was a father of my own child. I don't know these statistics of that, but I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to even guess. And I took pride in that. It all depends on the man. Either you have it in you or you don't. I didn't look at it as a negative thing. I knew when I first met her, her daughter was 4 or 5 years old. I knew what I was getting into. I didn't have any children. I knew what I was getting into. The father of her child was incarcerated. Yes, full transparency. We had words out this world, him, me, and the baby father on the phone because he's locked up. Of course, he's upset. I'm in the house. You know, the typical bull.
What's his name, Rodney?
Yo, it's crazy.
But I'm being real. I'm not the only one that had that situation. I'm just being real. But I was happy to be there. But real life happens. When he got out, we weren't best friends. But when I tell you we were friends because he saw how I moved. He saw I had the best interest of his daughter, my daughter, because I don't believe that word step, because that was my daughter too. May she rest in peace. She was murdered about 6 years ago. May she rest in peace.
Oh my God.
SIP, man. And listen, Otis, peace and love to you. You are commendable gentleman. And we need to hear voices like yours in this situation. Explain to these young men and these older men too, the benefits that you have had by being stepping in and being a father to her.
Well, honestly, I'm not going to even go that far. It's like I said, I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny. Either you have it or you don't. It goes back from where I was raised. My father was not there. I knew what I wanted to be, and I knew how I was going to raise my child, whether they came from someone else or I helped birth. Help me out, PhD Diva. I helped birth that child. I know you want to help me out. Yeah. So it didn't matter to me. I was built for that. Again, she was 4 or 5 years old. I remember distinctively teaching her how to ride a bike. I remember distinctively when she slammed the door in my face and said, "You're not my father." And it broke my heart. She didn't mean it. Of course, she came and apologized afterwards, but that's life. That's part of being a parent. And she knew I was there for her. Her mother knew I was there for her. So that's why I was happy to have a child with her. She's 28 now. She's still here with me. But yeah, me and her didn't work out. But when I tell you we best friends, we best friends. So it could happen.
Yeah.
Trust me, it could happen.
Brownsville.
I think that is a very important part. I think that's the part that most people try to hone in on. I'm sorry if I jumped in front of anybody. But that's the part that is very important because most of the men, when they want to have that conversation, they always want to bring in that point when the child will eventually say, "You ain't my daddy."
It's gonna happen.
So that's the main part they want to put in. But the problem is that what a lot of these men are not understanding that every child got that moment, even if it's your child that is very similar to that. It might not be those the same exact words.
Right.
But it's the same anger and the same vigor of your child testing the boundaries and taking it to the next level. And you as a parent, regardless, step or real, you're gonna have to mine out through that conversation. Say, "Hey,
exactly.
I understand what's
So
going
what's the
on."
point of putting this situation for? I mean, like the whole story. I heard your story. I'm sorry to hear about the young lady. But what was the point, Brownsville, and us needing to learn a lesson from that story? What I learned from that story is he went through a whole lot of heartache that he probably shouldn't have had to.
Wow.
But Otis, that's why I want you to articulate.
Like let Otis go ahead. Otis, explain to him why what he said didn't make no goddamn sense whatsoever.
No, I'm not gonna say it makes sense. I heard what he said. I'm being real. I heard what he said, and I could understand why he said that. But so I'm gonna answer like this. Again, I knew what I was getting into. That's a blanket statement, but it means so much. I knew the pain that comes with it, but I knew the reward it comes with it as well. Yes, God called her home to me too soon, but prior to those 23 years, well, the 21 years I had with her, I wouldn't trade it in for the world. I went through the ups and downs. And it was beautiful. I can't explain that to nobody. So when my daughter, I'm not gonna say you'll get what I'm saying, 'cause I don't like the word step, but when my other daughter came into play, I was prepared. Not that it's gonna sound messed up, not that I was using the first for practice, but let's be real, it is what it is. But the love was there, still there. It's there. So when she said that negative thing to me, trust me, 2-3 days later, she came back and apologized and hugged me. It hurt the first time she did it. Yeah, I'm human.
Hell yeah.
But it felt great. It felt better when she came back and said, "Daddy, I didn't mean that." She said, "Daddy,
Hey Otis, we already know that.
I can't, you know.
Yeah, hey Otis, we already know, especially when you're an active father with children, they're going to get upset with you. And I always tell my children, I'll be like, "Oh, you mad now? Okay, I'll see you in a little bit."
And that's hey, true. That's the real punishment you get for being an active parent.
Yeah, you want to get those words. Get on my nerves on this.
Yeah, I know what I said to my mother at 18.
Okay,
apologize. I felt bad as hell. At 18, I knew better.
And not only that, so I think that we try to make it seem like it's worse when you are a step parent, right? We try to make it seem like it's worse. But the problem is that what people are failing to understand, you as a parent, you are always going to get the worst of your child in the beginning. Because your kid is learning how to navigate through the world. You're always going to get, every time your kid go outside, man, your kid is the best. They do this great. Oh my God, they're so well mannered. You like, do you know this kid don't clean their room? They, you know what I'm saying? Because we get to see all of our child because they feel safe with us. So therefore, we see the ugliness in our children too, as we try to raise it up out of them, so they can recognize the emotions that they go through. So you, as the human being that is nurturing that child, you are going to see all facets of that child. So it doesn't change just because you are a step parent.
You're right, and the benefit is what Otis articulated, and I thought he did a good job. He said that the benefit of that was the rewards he got when he seen that child grow up and find success in her life. Right? It's the same way. It's the same way that Shaq articulated in numerous interviews. Right? He said, "Listen, I wouldn't have made it to the NBA had it not been for my stepfather."
Woo.
He said, "Phil was my father because my biological didn't bother." All right. So we got to understand this. When we take on the ideology that forget the kids, don't get into situations where you could possibly be a role model to somebody else's child, right? That's a self-serving, self-loathing. Pretty much what you're doing is you don't have any wherewithal to be understanding of how a community develops, right? Because we got to see that there's a need that exists because of the schism that was created when a baby was made out of wedlock, right?
Okay,
so if we're out there and we're not dating with intention, we're not marrying these women, right? We're creating these situations that causes for a need for stepfathers. Then as a man, we shouldn't have the ideology that we should rebuke them and go away with them. I think that's disingenuous.
So I was trying to get to. Go ahead, Pastor.
Okay, so first of all, there's a common denominator. Y'all keep saying the fathers are completely absent, and I don't know if that's always the case where you got these completely absent fathers that are not there for their children. Another thing is you're also trying to say that there's a lack of apathy. We don't care about the community. So you're saying we have a lack of apathy. We're not apathetic to people. That's a lie too. And you can have that same level of pride in being a basketball coach and seeing a child actually make it, not just the college play basketball, but a college period, because you taught them a skill set through basketball and toughness and perseverance through a sport. So you can have that same pride in seeing children do well, not just from the position of being a stepfather.
The
Listen,
problem is
go ahead.
Pastor, is we got men that have the ideology like yourself that will go out and have sex with women, create a baby, leave that situation, go marry somebody else who don't have a kid, right? And then your ideology is that first baby you created, that mother does not deserve to find love or somebody that's willing to marry her and help raise the child that both of y'all created together. I just think that that's such a selfish ideology to try
There
to
we go.
express that to people, right? We got
There
to
we go.
understand it started with a lack of discipline, not just with the woman, but with the man, right? So we're pretty much communicating just an overarching penalty that the woman should have. What, oh, nobody should marry you. You're not worthy of marriage. You're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of support. And meanwhile, you got a whole bunch of men like yourself. I'm not saying you, but men that share your ideology, and at the same breath, they're complaining about paying child support, right? So that's called double-mindedness, right? Because these men don't care about community. They don't care about their own kids, right? Because if they cared about their own kids, they would have did everything in their power to be there and take care of their kids day in, day out, right? Because just because you paying child support and you see your kid every other weekend, that doesn't mean that you're taking care of that kid. Because when that kid has a nightmare and he's looking for his father, where are you at? When that kid has an owie and he needs some care and concern, where are you at? Right? So a father and a mother is needed in that house to both rear that kid together, right? Train up a child in a way that they should go. And when they grow old, they won't depart from it, right? We gotta get to being Otis. Otis is absolutely spot on, and I commend you for what you did. And we need more brothers like you that's willing to step up to the plate, step up to the mantle, and have the leadership and responsibility to take care of our youth. Peace and love to you.
Word, that is
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
Hey, PH Diva, you there?
I'm here. Old, crusty, extra salty Unc Rico. This conversation can only be correctly had with either existing stepfathers or former stepfathers. Those with no experience can't speak clearly any more than I can speak on being pregnant as a man.
Woo! Bars.
Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. Stepdads are pedo. Oh gosh, are
Damn.
pedos, right? Or so women keep telling us. Don't do casual hookups. It's a trap. Only leads to demon spawn and STIs. Wow.
But that is kind of the sentiment, though, right?
Hey, Sharon, I want to say this.
He put another one up. He put another one up.
Go ahead, Diva.
All right, non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. If you love single moms so much, Brownsville, you should marry one. Stop telling young men to fall on a sword that no self-respecting man wants to.
But we got somebody that's on the panel that shows that's not true, and that it is beneficial if you find it. That's why I was saying earlier that you need to find people with good character.
That's not true, Sharon. Otis is trying to fill a void. Otis is trying to fill a void in his life.
I got you, Sway.
I say one thing.
Go ahead, Sway.
This is funny. It's just funny because most of the ideology on what to look from women and who to avoid, and just like avoid baby mamas or avoid ratchet hoes or whatever the case may be. Most of that ideology came from my mama. My mom told me to not deal with certain women and move a certain way and don't bring certain women into my household type shit. So I don't know if it's just the men saying don't, for the men not to date baby mamas or women with children. Like for the most
we never
part,
said it was we never said it was.
I'm just saying, like, if for these men, if they grew up with in their lives and their mamas is telling them not to date baby mamas, how are y'all gonna shame them from not doing something even their own mom told them not to do?
Hey, because
Sway, you're a perfect example of you're living your life right. You haven't created a baby, right? So you have the right to have the ideology that you have. But what we found is a lot of men on this space who share your ideology, but at the same time, they've also created these situations to where a single mother and single father exists, right? So if you create that type of paradigm, you don't have a right to have that type of ideology we need to forego relationships with a single mother or a single father, because you are the embodiment of that. You created it, so it's hypocritical for you to now speak out against it.
And Sharon, I'm gonna say this because I'm about to drop down. Brownsville is 100% correct. This is why a lot of what I've been saying has kind of, a lot of people are a little upset at me because a lot of things have changed, is because I'm starting to hear more and more of the hypocrisy. A lot of the things that guys are saying, they are actually doing
it. Oh my
God. And then they're doing the very thing that they're complaining about. And then now I'm like, okay, so now I'm starting to see something different. I couldn't see it before. Otis, you know, as Brownsville said, I tip my hat off to you, brother. I'm sorry that young lady is not in your life right now, but you know, she always in your heart. And trust me, believe me, she appreciates you, brother. She appreciates everything. I appreciate what you you did for her mother.
I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. But let me say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Finish this out, and I'm gonna let you.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you said something very important, and I think it probably went over a lot of people's head. If it's in you to do something, then you do it. And a lot of times we're taking on responsibilities that's not on our plate to actually do so. It takes a very special type of person to take on something that biologically it did not come from them, to have that extended love. And a lot of people don't understand that type of love. So it's actually foreign. And we speak against stuff that we don't understand continuously. So Otis is that type of man. And sad to say, people that speak out against him, you're just not that type of man to do it.
Y'all
had a good one, brother.
Yeah. Appreciate you. That was a great point. That's a great way to drop the mic. Go ahead, PhD.
All righty. Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. The reason men are boycotting single moms is because before we were endorsing and supporting that lifestyle, it was rare. Now women go get pregnant by random men and expect the next man to pay for it.
Wow.
And Sharon, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful with what I'm about to say. Otis, I'm so not trying to be disrespectful with what I'm trying to say.
I got you. Go ahead.
I think that you were more. See, True said it was love, but love can be disguised as a lot of different things. I think there was a void in you that you was trying to fill. This is why you say if it was in you or not. I think because you did not have, like you said, you did not have a father figure. You desperately wanted to fill that void and cover over that and be a father yourself and be the best father you could be. And I'm not mad at you, brother. I'm not trying to dish you for doing it. But you gotta admit you were predisposed to doing what you did. Because you didn't have a father, you really needed that, and you really need to feel like being a father, or feel that void. So I feel like you were predisposed to be a stepfather.
Okay, so
please let me respond, please.
Okay,
please. I respect what you just said. You have every right to feel that. And here's something enlightening. You might be right. I could concede that point because I already said my father wasn't there. He wasn't. But I could also say this, even if he was there, I would like to think I would still be the person I was going to be anyway. I would say that. But two things can be right at the same time. So I give you that. And I do mean that. You're right. I was trying my best not to be like my father. You are correct. But at the same time, when I met the young lady, who's my friend to this day, I didn't look like I was feeling like I was Captain Save-'em. I saw a young lady who I was attracted to, and she had a 4-year-old. And I had the choice to whether to keep on moving, because I don't have no kids, or would I pursue that? And I chose to pursue that. Now, you might be correct. It might be part of me trying to fulfill something and all that. But if you take that off the table, I would like to feel in my heart that I would do the same thing regardless, because again, I'm him. I believe that. And I feel that every man should feel this way. It's unfortunate that they don't, and I don't pass judgment on those that don't.
Good response,
I'm
brother.
naive. I just feel like they all should, but I understand if you don't. And my plane is landed. And I didn't take nothing you said disrespectful. You feel what you feel. You said it the correct way. I didn't take no disrespect to this, sir.
You know, exactly. You know, that was a good response. Thank you for taking that question. And
Okay, Sean, can I talk to you real quick?
No, not yet.
What?
I want them to finish the happening. I want to make sure they finish their back and forth first.
that was a good rebuttal. I respect
Yeah.
I respect his answer, and we can move on from it.
And I respect your statement. I really do. No disrespect, none whatsoever. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. For real, I have no disrespect.
Perfect. Go ahead, Happy. What's up?
Listen, I just remembered. Well, a little while ago now, because I typed it in the chat. I remember it. Listen, the motherfucker came in there on the video, said all this fuck shit. But do y'all forget the motherfucker said, "You told me he had AIDS."
Yeah,
You motherfuckers done fucked up. Now what? What's up? Huh?
Well, we kind of we kind of move very far.
He did
past,
that. Thank you, PH Diva. Right.
we kind of
He
move
sure
very.
enough said that shit.
We kind of move very far past the video, but thank you. We kind of move past the video, but hey, go ahead, PH Diva.
Okay. Non-consenting Jack, the dusty fin cell. Men don't want to have to take care of another's man by default. Why is that the only option for a man? Why can't men choose a childless woman to wed?
So
the problem is y'all getting with them and they childless, and then you pumping them up with a baby and running off.
That's what's really going on.
Okay. Non-consenting Jack, the dusty fin cell. Sperm theft is real. So are STDs.
Oh my God. This dude is tripping. He's crazy.
No. Stop. Stop. Unlikely. Stop. Hey, what's up, Unlikely? What is your thoughts?
First off, what's popping? Everybody on the panel in the chat. Buenas tardes. Man,
would you?
I want to say this. The first thing I want to say is that I think a man that takes care of another man's kid is a godsend, and the woman too, because I think it takes a different type of human that want to have that type of emotion and spread love, really, you know, and also knowledge, because that's what we have over children. That's what we should be trying to spread to them, and helping them advance better than we did. So I think those people are humanitarians, and I got mass respect for them. Now, I think what Brownsville was kind of talking about, and Sharon was kind of talking about later, because I want to say this, is that I wouldn't be that guy, because I know I'm not that guy, right?
Okay.
But what Sharon and Brownsville was kind of peeking towards was that when you actually tell other men to follow the same mindset you got, not knowing if they are that humanitarian dude, more like me, a guy that's a craftsman, I'll spend my time working on something. You know, that's where I find my babies, and so on and so forth. So I do believe that if you are actually telling other men to do it, then you kind of being disingenuous, because again, you don't know what that man is. He could be a humanitarian. Now you don't turn them into something else. So it always goes back to let people blossom into what and who they are. Let them have that experience. They might do well at it. They might find out like, yo, I should become a big brother in the neighborhood and help other kids. And I think single moms need that, regardless of how we feel, well, how y'all feel, because I don't feel no way about them. Shout out to the single moms, but regardless of how those type of men feel about single moms, they deserve, like, we should understand that a neighborhood, in order for a neighborhood, we should understand that we as men are leaders, right? If there are more leaders in that neighborhood, that neighborhood is going to breed more leaders. So we should be like, yo, fuck it, yo, get over there with Shorty, make that happen. You know, you should, or if you're not going to preach that, don't preach the opposite. Don't just automatically tell Duke, yo, don't do it, bro. That's nasty work. No, be like, yo, see how you feel with it.
Because with that being said, like,
I land my plane there. Thank you, Sharon.
If we was just keep promoting that, right, and young Otis would have heard that, he would have never had that experience that he had.
My point exactly. That's a
right.
good point.
Like let's just say if he was impressionable and he heard everybody on YouTube saying, "Hey, this is a bad deal," whatever, and he get impressionated on that ideology. I don't know. I think it's crazy to me personally. It sounds a little wild to me. I think we should be paying attention to people's characters, see if they learn from their lessons, see if they moved up, see if they grew up, see if they got mature. That's how I look at it. Go ahead, please, PH Diva.
Yes, sir. Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. Don't trust men who go after women with daughters. Right.
Can I please comment on that real quick? I'm sorry. Were you done?
Yeah. We're gonna go Otis and then old crusty salty Unc Rico.
Now, you know I'm good at playing both sides, playing devil's advocate. I understand, and the statement is personal to me because I don't know the numbers, but even one is too many. Let me state that. But I'm pretty sure we could touch, no pun, that we know someone that on the outside, great guy, but that statement was so true. That man just got out of jail, the one I could touch that I grew up with, had no idea he was like this. I'm not going to say them words, but he just got out after doing a 10-year bid for being with his live-in girlfriend who had daughters. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So I don't know the numbers. I don't know how strong or how prominent that is, but it does happen because I know a couple of people that's in that situation, and that's so unfortunate. So for him to make that statement is crazy. So you definitely have to be careful, ladies. I'm not going there, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, I agree. You have to be careful.
No, hold on, Happy. Hold on. That wasn't that the door wasn't open. It wasn't open. God, P.S. Diva. So we got non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. Not every man should be around children. Also, we have non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. He says, "Oh, this is cool though. He's a good dude." He actually agrees with what you said 100% as well. So get happy. We're gonna let you skip, but it is old crusty, salty Uncle Rico's turn.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting me skip old crusty. Okay, now I was just saying, I agree. Even if you have little boys, it shouldn't even matter. You get what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, beware. If the first thing somebody wants to ask you is, "Oh, about your children," right? Now, whether you say yes or no to that answer is up to you, right? And if the next thing is, "Oh, how old are they? How da 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 da?" You don't even know about it. Hell no. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. You don't start some shit worrying about some strangers' ages of their children. That should be red flags flaring up for y'all. I just wanted to add that. Thank you. I'm quiet from here on out. I promise.
Okay, go ahead, old crusty.
Okay, let me come in backwards. Let me just tap in on that last comment. While there is some truth to that, we also need to be mindful that just as many children are touched by their biological parents, probably more than step parents. So there's some truth to that where they're saying about
not. It is no statistics that
you can statistically look up the data of children being, touched by obviously because they're locked up, they're prosecuted. It happened. We just had that major case of the woman Ruby Frank. Those were her biological children in Utah. Massive story. So it's. I just don't want the narrative to be only stepfathers do these step parents do these horrible crimes. These crimes are committed by adults, and oftentimes these children are assaulted by people that's close to them, not just stepfather. This is stepfathers, and all of a sudden, I don't want that to be singularly painted on them as if no one else in the community is doing it.
However, but
are you doing this, sir? Because you seem mighty fucking gung-ho on trying to fucking get people to fucking believe their parents and everybody's motherfucking all kind of strangers is great, sir. The fuck are you talking about? I say the fucking fact. Now you shut the fuck up. Coming behind me, bitch. Because you sound like a motherfucker that would do some bullshit. I don't like you now.
Oh my gosh.
Sharon?
Yes.
20 on the way, bitch. Because I ain't got fucking time, ho. This motherfucker, bitch.
Happy is actually right. She's right this time. Happy.
Did anybody hear me even talking to her or about anything she said? Or was I addressing the super chat? What was I doing, Sharon? Because I'm confused.
No, you was addressing the super chat, but
okay, all right. I want to be clear with that.
At the same time, you did trigger not just Happy, also Pastor as well. Pastor wanted to talk towards you.
But of course, I wasn't allowed to even finish nor explain it. So I'm gonna leave it alone since they're so easily triggered about me addressing the super chat.
Nah, man.
That's all. I mean, it was clear I was addressing the super chat.
Her response was funny as hell, man.
That's fine. That's fine. Let me just say this.
I'm gonna you want to
I want to finish. I'm not even going to touch that. Let them stay triggered. I could care less. To the point about people, and salute to you, Otis. I'm also a stepfather. I've done it twice. I have all adult children, and I don't call them stepchildren. They're my children. Matter of fact, I had one when I divorced my second wife, and I was no longer for her. I still fathered my sons. They're grown fucking men, and they'll run through hell in gasoline underwear for me. See, that's something that some people don't understand. As we get older, we're going to need those children. We're going to need them. Mines are going to be there for me, step included. The last thing I'll say before anybody else get butt hurt, if we're sitting there promoting this, fuck up in 2024.
Barry White says she wasn't playing at all.
Damn.
She said, with exclamation, stop his ass.
But on a real, I got a question for the panel, right? Especially those who are against getting into a relationship with a woman with a child, right? My question goes like this, right? If you're for premarital sex, right? Sex before marriage. If you're also for creating babies out of wedlock, right? Then how is it not hypocritical of you to be against getting into a relationship with a woman with a child? Seems very hypocritical to me, but I want you to articulate it so that maybe it's not hypocritical. Pastor or Omni, go ahead.
I'll articulate it to you real quickly. It's even biblically, right? So check this, right? Even in the Bible, if you divorce from your wife, you're not supposed to take on a new wife with your current wife living. Currently, am I correct or not by saying that?
No, but address my question. I said, if you're for sex before marriage, If you're also for creating a baby without a wedlock, then how is it not hypocritical of you to be against dating a woman with a child?
Because it's simple. I've already created, like you said, I've already created a family, even if it's broken or not. So why should I sit here and invest my money and my time to another family that I did not even have nothing to do with, when I already have something to have to deal with? That just is what it is. So I'd rather put my money towards my own rather than take on someone else's and put my money and split my money in places it technically shouldn't be.
God damn. So we're gonna get Omni as well. Hey, Happy, what you think about what Pastor just said? You agree with that or no?
I don't even know what
fuck up in 2024. You sound
God damn. Ronald Rick, he said, for boot that crazy ass bitch, let her know I got money. He didn't even want to bring himself back. God damn. He said, no, you have to sit your ass down with me. Shit.
So, Pastor, can you please reiterate your point? Because I forgot at this point. That was hilarious.
No, what my question, Omni, if you are for, you support having sex before marriage, and if you also support creating babies out of wedlock, then how can you be so staunchly against getting into a relationship with a woman with a child?
Well, I think the question answers itself. Listen, when we have these discussions, we're talking about value system and the things people value in their own lives. So the guy that values getting a bunch of pussy, he's not supposed to value marriage. Understand what I'm saying? If he just wants to run through a bunch of women, that inherently conflicts with the institution of marriage. So he, like, I wouldn't see them, you know what I'm saying, being in favor of. He wants to have the ability to create a bunch of baby mamas. He wants to have the ability to run through a bunch of women. There are some men that actually view creating a baby mother is more valuable to them than putting a ring on her finger.
God damn, that sounds.
There are some men.
That
Yeah,
sounds,
yeah,
that
it's
sounds
terrible.
That sounds
It's
bad as hell.
Hold on, why do you
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
What's up? Happy is back. She says, no, god damn it. She said, you broke, ninja.
So Omni, to your point, would you call that man a hypocrite? Yes or no?
Would I call him a hypocrite for being being opposed to marriage and living a life in which he's nailing everything that has a pair of legs? I can't call that a hypocrite because he's on both sides of the playing field. He's keeping it 100. He's not for marriage, and he's not living a lifestyle that that shows that he's in support of marriage. So
No,
I
think you misunderstanding the question just a little bit. What I'm saying is, this is a man who you described, right? Who he's for having sex before marriage, right? He's also for creating babies out of wedlock. But the only thing he's staunchly against is getting into a relationship with a woman that already has a child, right? So he's speaking out against that, right? To the point where he's saying, no, you lose value if you dating a woman with a child. And he's the embodiment of creating that type of a situation. Wouldn't we call that type of a man a hypocrite?
Absolutely, 100%.
That's a damn lie if you would call me a hypocrite. And I just simply told you why I'm not a hypocrite. Simply told you. You just don't accept the answer. You want to twist and turn the answer. Nah, nigga. I told you simply, Brownsville. If I already am a baby daddy, I already got financial responsibilities for another family, why the hell would I take on another set of responsibilities? As a man, you got to know you're moving in the wrong direction. You splitting yourself, and you mad that niggas don't want to split themselves and play a bad hand. I know the ace I'm playing with. That's it. You can take it how you want to take it.
So, question, Pastor, in your example, right? And I'm just looking at examples. I'm not sure what your personal situation is, nor Brownsville, but just the example that you laid for just now. You already have a set of responsibility as kids with another woman, and so you're not going to look at another woman that already has kids.
No, because I know that I already got. I'm not a rich man. Everybody can get on YouTube and act like they got 200,000, 250,000. They drive Lamborghinis and shit. I get it, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not a rich man, so I cannot afford to split myself that far.
Gotcha.
Financially.
Gotcha. I understand. So, what is the point of you getting with another woman?
Bingo.
For us to chill out, have a good time. Why come I can't? Why come I can't have a good? Why come I just can't live my life and have a good time with women? And I got to marry every single one of them and walk down the aisle with every single one of them, and you niggas get to live y'all lives free too. Why I got to be an NK's nigga because I already got kids? Why y'all trying to oppress me? Why y'all?
That's right. Why
y'all trying to oppress me?
Why do I gotta turn my camera off for this? Why do I have to be accountable for my decisions I make in life? That's crazy. I decided to have kids, and I ain't done chilling out yet, so I want to chill out with this female. You know, my dick might slip in her, and another baby might pop up. But why do I have to?
I don't have to do shit. Y'all niggas don't dictate nothing. They don't keep me off the panel, y'all. I holler at y'all, man.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Non-conforming Jack, the Dusty Fincel. Also, these women too. They predators like the men too. Have you seen the teachers to student assaults? How many men first time was with a woman? Oh, a grown woman? Okay. MJ, the last sniper. Men don't take care of kids. That's why stepfathers are needed and appreciated. Men with kids don't have a problem making women with no children stepmoms. In fact, some feel entitled to the options. Salute Sharon and panel.
And that's my point, Omni, right? And that's why I take, these conversations, I'm very passionate about them because, when we let these guys share their crazy ideologies, right? And no matter how they try to articulate it, it always comes back to hypocrisy. Time and time again.
You just like to throw out words, brother. You haven't proved hypocrisy not once. Go ahead and kick
the fuck up in 2024.
You sound
This is the thing, right? Brownsville, this is the thing. Like, this is why I shut the fuck up when I come on panels now. Because whenever women are complaining about men, I've come to the understanding. I've come to the universal understanding that they ain't talking about me.
Right. I had to come to that realization too. Yeah, it took me a minute.
As man.
Yeah.
But when you listen to what they break down and what they're describing, lady, y'all ain't talking about me. Y'all ain't talking about me. I learned to stop taking so much offense because I ain't like these niggas out here. It's just
but see, the problem, Omni, is that we need real men like yourself to step up and speak out.
Oh, I'm on mute. Go ahead, PH Diva. I apologize. Go ahead, PH Diva.
MJ, the last sniper. Pastor, go sit in the closet somewhere. You baby mama maker.
I didn't even see that first either.
Yeah, they want
to
create baby mothers, but then they don't want their baby mothers to be taken care of by another man.
Ooh.
Now, what kind of a selfish human being is that?
That's a great question. That is a great question because we see it way too often in these conversations. They are using the same way how fucking Fresh, he used him getting her pregnant as a form of what? I don't even know what you want to call it, as a form of punishment. The same way how these baby fathers, they attempt to use them getting a woman pregnant and she deciding to not delete the child as a form of punishment as well. She should be punished that she should only get the option of dating somebody that is similar to them. You cannot have the option of somebody else because everybody that decides to have a child is a horrible human being, and only other horrible human beings should date other horrible human beings. That's what it kind of sounds like, even though that's not what it said, but that is the sentiment that is pretty much is being said. Go ahead, PH Diva.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. Not everything is an ideology. Windmilling AF.
Damn. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I do believe that they want Lee to say to his baby mother, say, hey, no, you should only date a man that have a certain caliber of life. You do not deserve somebody that's he did everything right and he don't have no kids. You don't deserve a man like that. You only deserve a man that had the same mistakes as you did. It's kind of like what they say.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy. Like I said, I wouldn't be with a woman for my own reasons, but I wouldn't tell other men to not be with women. I would tell you, yo, try it out. You might be that humanitarian type of individual because I believe in those. I believe in those type of dudes, you know. It takes a special guy to do that, and I think those
Absolutely.
dudes, like, it's crazy that we pushing them down. And again, like I said, it's like when you push them down, you pushing down that whole neighborhood. You basically saying fuck that neighborhood, fuck that community, and let's have a group of degenerates somewhere.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's gonna happen if you just be like, yo, leave those women alone, let those kids just have this one mindset that they gain knowledge from, and then we know that life is a competition, and then we have this group of people that are gaining knowledge from multiple people because they have mom, dad, you know, whether you stepdad, stepmom, and they're bringing that all together. They're gonna have a better chance. Their kids gonna have a better chance than those kids. So it's like you trying to set up this like this pendulum where it only swings one way. And that's a part of capitalism. Y'all don't even know that y'all kind of preaching capitalism. And y'all also preaching redlining too, in a way as well. Like y'all don't even realize y'all kind of doing that. When y'all just go, nah, leave. Those are the discarded. You know, those are the ones you don't like.
Yes, that's like, pretty much what they saying. That is pretty much what is being said, and I think we need to be going by character. Should it be something that you look carefully at? Yes. You should definitely look carefully at it. You should see what their relationship is like. You should understand the dynamics of what they have going on. Like, for example, Otis saying that Otis had a double red flag and was able to get through it because he wanted to have a conversation with the man, right? Because we all know that, first of all, you have a baby father, right? That's something that you should look into. But also, he was in jail, so we don't know if they really broke up properly, or did they just break up because of jail, right? And then Otis had to go back and forth with him on the phone, and then they finally, when he came out, they had a good conversation. He realized what they realized, and then they was able to move it forward. It's not an easy thing what Otis did at all. And most men are not going to be able to have the understanding to deal with that situation. We understand that as well. So we're not saying that you just go into it blindly neither. So I just want to make sure that is clear. We're not saying go there into blindly. Go ahead. PhD, would you please?
All right. Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. When even I don't like a dude, I usually try and get him to marry a single mom because I know it's going to mess up his money, mind, or marriage. Enough said.
He's stupid.
I would like to nominate him for Player Hater of the Year.
Oh, damn. He is funny though. It don't take. It's not easy to recognize his comedy, but
it's dark. But I saw it.
Yeah.
I see it. It's dark, but I definitely see it.
Hey, and I'm also somebody that was I did not want to date somebody that had children as well, so I understand the point. And also, Uncle Rico, you can hit the link. Your time is up. Hey, what's up, Happy? Speak your mind, girl.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Now, for the record, it was quote unquote criteria. Everyone has their own criteria. I guess I had it, but one was no more than one child. I understand one, but I wasn't about to go into a situation with two. And me personally, just a mental thing that, and two, just the possibility of definitely another thing, definitely no two potential baby fathers. No. So I had criteria because I understand shit happens. Excuse my French. You know, I get it. And also, too, well, I can't put an age on that too because I'm not going to put an age on that. But yeah, so, but there's definitely some stipulations there.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing about it too. We act like it's no circumstances where it could change the outcome when we just say, "Hey, that person got a kid, you better have a kid too, or you better run away." You might be missing out on a good woman. It is a good man.
Right, but just look at, and here's the thing, man. Right, you'll never get on a panel of women and hear single mothers articulating a disdain for dating a man with a child, right? Because women, they understand, right, that they need to move a certain way with a certain type of integrity, right? And my problem with these men is they're not willing to move with any sort of integrity out here. Like, you're going to create a situation where you created a baby mother, and then at the same time, you're going to express an ideology that speaks against your own baby mother finding love and finding somebody who's willing to marry her. Like, think of the lack of honor and integrity that that person must have within themselves to not want their baby mother and their own kid. Because listen, and Sharon, you can attest to this. Everybody knows this, man. It's a totally different situation when you're raising kids when you're there 100% versus you created a baby mother and you're not there physically every single day, right?
It's
So
a difference.
you understand that your kid has needs that you can't provide. So why would you be against your baby mother finding a husband who's willing to step in and fill in the gap? Right? So not only are you showing a lack of integrity and a lack of care for your baby mother, but you're also showing a lack of integrity and lack of care for your own child.
Damn.
That is the problem I'm having with these men. Be leaders, man. Step up, man.
Word.
Like, speak out against this crazy ideology that's out here, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Because also I want to say this as well. Both of my baby mothers, they got married after me. So all I'm saying is this: listen here, fellas. If you need some help finding married women, and you got a woman that you are dating, and you're not sure if you should marry her, send her over to me. Give her about like 2 weeks. I will send her back to you a wife. No problems. That's my new school.
I have a question for you in Brownsville. You know me, I got to play devil's advocate, but it's not even playing devil's advocate because I do consider myself to be a realist. Now, I agree with what Brownsville is saying. I always agree with what he said for the most part, but he always goes over just a little bit. And to me, this is where he went over just a little bit. But before I make that statement, let me ask a question. Are you in Brownsville saying that the men that don't believe in dating women that have children should practice abstinence?
What I'm saying, Otis, is that
Yes or no?
those men need to stop being hypocrites, right? Because they're not practicing what they preach, right?
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not concerned with them practicing abstinence or not. I'm more concerned with them restructuring their thought patterns in regards to women, in regards to the baby mothers that they've created, right? I'm encouraging them to have more personal courage and integrity and honor and respect, right? Not just for the baby mother you created, but for the child you created, right? Because when you get on these panels and you share this remedial rhetoric, you're showing a disdain not only for the mother, but also for the child.
And I also want to bring it to the show, the world class. Are you not dating women strictly because they have a child?
Nah, excuse me real quick. Talking Ken folks can kiss my ass. I know you was talking about me. Continue. I'm sorry.
Hey, you got 3 more minutes, Pastor. Go ahead, world class.
Yeah, well, first of all, peace to the channel, the panel, the chat.
What's going on, world class?
Me personally, I don't have no problem with a woman having a child. She dope. You know what I mean? That's just me. But I don't have no problem with children. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hop up here when Granville was up here, what he loved. But I've been a God dance since I was 15. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have any problem mentoring children. I don't have no problem with children. My son is 7. He has never given me a problem. You know what I'm saying? Prioritize contributing to young people's lives as much as possible. But I think it's hyper incompetent for people to have a problem at all with these men saying they don't want single mothers. I think it's really stupid. Because if they're saying that they don't want to be like Granville, for instance, he was up here, he doesn't have children. If he's to get with a woman, that will be in a relationship. how is a person like him who is not a dad gonna relate with a chick that is a mom? Their lives are different. It don't relate. I had the benefit of making my first child with my son's mother, who also didn't have children. We both didn't have children. Our lives related, and we learned how to be parents together. You know what I'm saying? Biological parents together. So I don't. It doesn't really make any sense at all for people to have a problem with these guys saying they don't want people they don't relate with. That's how I look at it. While being a person that doesn't, I don't have no problem with a woman having a child. Doesn't bother me personally. But if those guys are like, I don't want the shit, why are you arguing for them to want it? Doesn't really make any sense to me.
Also, that's the thing. We're not arguing for them to want it. We just saying it's very hypocritical for you to say that and create the situation at hand. Like you cannot say that you should advise other men to discredit dope ass human beings just because of your personal opinion. That's the problem.
Okay, cool. So if somebody doesn't like ugly people, we should call them a hypocrite if they create an ugly child.
I don't know about an ugly child.
I'm just saying. It really doesn't matter.
Oh man.
Because now we acting like relationships don't fall apart.
I don't know about that analogy right there.
I'm just saying, like, how far are you going to take it? Because at the end of the day, we gotta acknowledge the fact. We gotta acknowledge the fact that relationships are going to fail. Again, the foundation of what I'm saying is if these guys are acknowledging it's a relationship, I don't relate with that person. I don't want to be with that person. All right, the relationship fucked up. I created a situation with somebody, right, that I don't want. That is really not the core of the problem. The core of the problem is what went into relating in the first place. That's where you solve the problem. Not tick for tatting with them, trying to shame baby daddies because they so-called shaming single mothers. It wasn't shaming. Is it shaming when them chicks say, I just want a nigga that's a millionaire, 100,000? Is that shaming?
They tried to.
The women tried to, right?
They tried to shame women. They tried to do that whole SBE nonsense that I heard. Yeah, they attempt to, and it's being hypocritical as well. But before we continue this,
About to be a situation.
shout out to J Mar. He says, for the SBG Wife Maker Fund. Yes, we are. All you got to do, if you have a woman in question, you're not sure how she's doing, send her over to me. I will send her back a wife. She'll come to me as a girlfriend, and she'll come back to you as a wife. I got you. Don't worry about it. She know how to do all the proper things to please you throughout that relationship. Also, J Ball, he also said, leave her with Cuzzo. She will come back a wife. A good wife at that. Not just a regular one, a good one. Hey, PhD, but you there?
I'm here.
Let's go. Go ahead.
Okay, first off, I want to say Kinfolk is hilarious. She be killing Otis trying to translate what he be saying in the English. Nevertheless, non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel, straw man fallacy. Brownsville, a child on a father isn't the same as a child on a mother. Men don't go out looking for a provider wife. Yes, y'all do. Stop it.
Yes, they do. They absolutely look for, if they are looking for, if they are, especially if they're a single father taking care of a kid, they are absolutely looking for a mother that have motherly skills. Come on.
All right, non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel, buck them kids though. Take care of your own kids, lady.
That's how you feel.
Damn.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. Imagine having to pay child support for someone else's orgasm.
Damn.
Just because you dating the mom and the kid sees you as a father figure. That's crazy. Y'all don't even want to pay child support for your own orgasm.
See, this is now. So now this is a part. This is what's your thought on this world class?
This question here.
Yeah.
All right, so what he says, imagine having to pay child support for somebody else. Jesus Christ. Just because you dating the mom and the kid sees you as a father figure. That's great. I mean, that's true. I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason you with this lady is because you fucking the mom. I mean, the only reason you with these children is because you fucking the mom. So it's not a genuine, fundamentally, it's not a genuine relationship. Orgasm aside, I get the joke, but what he's speaking to is that I only know these babies because I'm knocking the mom down. Right. So then you bearing all of these responsibilities. I think fundamentally, yeah, being a stepdad isn't, it's not beneficial, but I don't like the manosphere disrespecting these guys doing something that's serviceable and honorable. It's hard to stand in somebody's lives and fill in for somebody that you wasn't designed for. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good I am at
So why would you say it's not beneficial?
Yeah, he said.
it's, just legally, you add so many, you got all the responsibilities, all the risks, all the liability, and really no benefits. You can't really tell that child what to do. Just legally by itself, it's not beneficial for them. Not for a stepdad.
I want OtisWho to jump in, and I want Old Crusty, Salty Uncle.
But
Those two
but can
experience.
I say this? But can I say this? I still think they don't need to be disrespected. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't agree with how that, because it doesn't make any sense for you to say you're for men and then speak up for the stepdads that's stepping in,
Right.
whether he was fucking the mom or not. And I don't respect that part where they just throwing them guys.
I just want them to talk towards the benefits part, not because
I got you. Yeah, I got
you. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of cringe worthy that you say there's no benefits, but I mean, again, I understand why you would say that, but at the same time, I don't, because it's definitely beneficial. You made some points about not legally able to tell that child what to do from a standpoint of one who wouldn't understand the legality. I would. That part not true, because you're living through a trust. There is no one that can tell you what to do, including your offspring. Children is the word that everyone should not use. I'm not finna go there. See, I know some shit, but that's why it's beneficial to me. But it's crazy you would say that though, but I really have no much to say about that. Again, one has to be built for it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It's not really a bad or a good thing. It's not negative or positive. I really understand why one, in a way, wouldn't feel that way. I kind of don't, but hearing what I'm hearing now from people that feel the way you feel, it's, but again, you have to be built for it. But the way you breaking it down, it's kind of eerie a little bit, especially not benefiting from it. But
when I meant, like I prefaced it with legally, right? Legally, you got this baby is in your house. You're at risk for hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially. Anything can happen. Legally, there's no benefit. We as a human and as a man, yes, benefits. I think I heard it earlier that I get now because my goddaughter is 23. She's a wholesome human being. Just called me yesterday. Get that I love you out of nowhere. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just from a legal standpoint that shit is it's just legally there a lot of risk without the legal benefits. Let me make sure I was clear on that. But raising a wonderful human being is a lot of value in that. You know.
Old Crusty, Salty Oak Ring. What is your thoughts on it is not beneficial to being a stepdad? What is your thoughts on those words?
I mean, I also wouldn't use the word beneficial, but I also don't think that that's accurate. I think the super chat, it put out what's very, 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 very rare, because the reason why most stepfathers wouldn't have to worry about the risk of being put on child support is because most children have already been adjudicated as having another father. So, for example, my stepdaughter, her mother could have, she's an adult, but she could never put me on child support because her biological father was already on child support. Oftentimes, if that stepchild already has a father, there's no risk to you because someone else has legally been assigned the parentage. Now, you do have those rare, extremely rare cases, and oftentimes it may be where maybe there was never a father identified. So, and it's state by state. And that's no different than if you and your wife adopted a child and it's neither one of y'all's and y'all divorced, you're still legally, lawfully that child's father, and she could get child support. So there's so many caveats and nuances that go into that. And that's why I wanted to ask earlier, how do you feel about foster parents? How do we feel about adoptive parents? Some have kids, some have never had kids. Some can't have kids. So when we talk about stepfather, it's like that's the same thing. We'll applaud adoptive, but want to crap on stepfather. I'm like, that's kind of crazy to me.
That's
Sharon.
Also, but also God. What about godparents too? To the
As well.
conversation. Yeah.
Sharon,
Go ahead.
if it's beneficial for someone to create a baby mama, right? And then it's beneficial for them to get into a situation with another woman that doesn't have kids to have an opportunity to create a second baby mama, then how can it be not beneficial for the first baby mama to find a real man that's willing to marry her and support her?
Look, why do you think that? I'm not saying that they can't fall in love. I'm not saying none of that stuff. I never said I was a. Why do you come from this position that we are against the baby mamas finding someone else?
Because are you asking me a question?
I was speaking from a personal position. Now, I wasn't even speaking on any female position. I'm saying my position as a man. I'm not going to date a single mother. What single mothers do? Like, look at. I never disrespected Otis, and he dated a woman that had kids. So it's not that we don't want the women to find nobody. Who said that? You're saying that again. You are saying something we never said.
Well, number one,
damn,
I didn't say
that's a good point.
pastor when I said what I said, right?
Yo,
but
read that super
it's clear that a lot of the men who've created baby mama situations are eager to express that they only see it from their point of view as far as moving on to a different relationship, right? It's almost like they are so double-minded that they can't even see the other side of the equation. And so when we're talking about this topic in a general sense, we should not only look at what's beneficial for the man, we should also look at what's beneficial for the woman and what's beneficial for the children that were created in an immoral situation, which is a child created out of wedlock, right? Because that's the first bad thing that happened, right? Because that created the schism, that created the situation to where this kid is growing up in a broken home. And then men who created a broken home situations, now they're on a platform saying, well, those women, you should avoid those women. That's disingenuous and it's hypocritical, in my opinion.
So I think what you're missing is why this conversation got popular in the first place. The conversation got popular in the first place not because it's a great idea. It came from the audacity and entitlement of a lot of single women in this country, acting like you're going on a rant saying we're not men and we don't want to take on somebody else's responsibility. So this conversation is a rebuttal to that, to you hearing the disrespect of you're not a man if you don't want to take on somebody else's child, not like it's a great idea. So I think the manosphere is dead, but I'm not going to act like I don't know where these conversations came from and the valid points that they do have. So one of the valid points that they do have is addressing the entitlement and audacity.
But I haven't heard.
Go ahead, PH Diva.
Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel with the 50 ball. If y'all keep saving these chicks, why would they stop moving recklessly and getting pregnant by boyfriends and one-night stands? Stepdads are counterproductive for holding women accountable for their lack of discernment with the men they let into them. Ladies, avoid them.
Exactly, because it's a self-serving ideology.
Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel, kids who go through the foster care system are the most SA'd, the most gay, and have the highest addiction rates. I would not recommend foster care.
Sheesh. So, but that's
that's nasty work.
So go ahead. That's we could address this one right here.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brownsville.
So once again, right now, Fincel, I don't think he's speaking to him about himself, right? Because I don't believe he has children, right? So he's talking, he's in his regard, right? This wouldn't apply to him because he deserves the right to get with a woman who shares his value system in that way. So if he doesn't have children, then yes, it's not hypocritical for him to get on a platform and say, no, I'm looking for a woman that shares my value system that doesn't have any children, right? But oftentimes, and even on his panel, we got men who have created baby mama situations, but yet and still they share femcel ideology.
So
right?
so she can only share your beliefs or follow or be a good woman for you if you have kids, if she has kids. So then that would mean, Sharon, even the host, you are a hypocrite. Because you are exactly what I'm actually saying and exactly what I actually do. And you're the host of the channel. You have kids, but you choose to date women that don't have kids, right?
So the reason why you are wrong because you
Same
keep
thing.
It's
Same thing.
Okay, so here's the difference. Me saying what my preference is different from me saying that's advice for other men. Those are two different things. Me saying, hey, I like, so if I say, hey, I like this type of woman, I like these characteristics, that is saying me. Now, if I go say, hey, the way how I like women, all men should like women that way. That is the problem that I have with the conversation.
So what constitutes promotion?
So what?
What constitutes
when
promotion?
you say, hey, listen here, men, all men out there, we need to never date a woman that has a child. I don't care what situation you are in. Even if you have a child, I don't care. You do never date a woman with a child. That is what I have a problem with.
What another way it could be is Sharon was saying, y'all shouldn't date black women. So if you tell them they shouldn't do something, that's almost a promotion. So that's the same as saying, don't be a stepfather. You know, it's not that you're telling anybody to be a stepfather. You should just leave it alone and people come to it of their own accord.
I have no problem with that.
Go ahead.
Because I think when you see, oh my bad.
About to be a situation.
HD, if you don't mind.
All righty. Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. Brownsville isn't slick. He's trying to brainwash young and impressionable men to dive on live grenades, aka single moms.
Damn.
Men don't actively seek self-destruction. Getting with someone who steals kids.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That was wild.
That's crazy. That's tough.
So
tough. That was tough.
Brownsville go where he ran away. That nigga is convinced that we hate women. Nah, nigga, we just look. What I'm saying is there are better options, man. Like I don't think you're gonna benefit from joining a team. You might as well create a team, you know?
Right, but for those men who have already created a team, I think women should avoid them, right? Let them go try to make it with baby mama. Don't step in and try to be with him and that child. No, let him figure it out on his own.
And that's fair. No, PhD, but that's fair. That is fair because, like, and I keep it real with the women. Like, I keep it real with women. Like, when you date me, I let them know I do have other responsibilities. I keep it real with them. I do have other responsibilities. Why lie to them about it?
Well, women love dads.
So
women with sense don't. It's a lot of them out here.
But in reality, PhD Diva, most people like good parents.
Absolutely. Not to be with, not to hitch your wagon.
Yeah, to be with as well. Yes.
Relationship.
Absolutely not. You got to be a damn fool to go into that situation willingly. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. I have to disagree.
You can disagree.
If I see a woman with good characteristics of having children, raising children, she's smart, she's intelligent, she can handle kids, and I want kids, I can absolutely look at her and say, hey, yeah, I can see me and her could be good parents together.
Exactly.
So if we're doing that, though, are we saying that we're truly vetting for the best thing for us if we're letting a child be a determining factor? That's all I'm just thinking about it and thinking out loud. And I know once I became a father, I only wanted to date women with kids because but I'm just saying it's like, think about it. You're trying to find the best possible thing for you. But if you're making a limiting factor, whether or not that person has a child, are you truly doing that? That's what I want us to think about.
Go ahead,
I
Diva.
don't have the answer.
Okay. We're gonna go Diva then world class.
It depends on the person. Like, again, so for somebody like me, I'm like, I don't have kids. I don't want to be bothered with your kids either, right? So I'm totally not the type of
Diva? I can't wait to meet PH Diva. Ooh.
So I'm totally not the type of person to be with a single dad, right? A guy with kids, because I'm not interested in your kids at all. As far as I'm concerned, they separating me from your money. Absolutely not. So
she being real about it.
Hey, but PH Diva, I got a question.
That's true. It's true.
But before I come to your town, PH Diva, what you think about a husband with kids?
But PH Diva, let me ask you a question. Are you interested in having kids?
For her to be a sister wife?
No.
You said you're not interested in having kids, PH Diva?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Then I fully understand you. I wouldn't want one either. Your position makes perfect sense.
But even if I did want them, I still would want to start out like Pastor was saying with the clean slate. Ain't none of that.
Right. I can understand that. I can understand that too. But I was just like, that's why. But yours make perfect, because I know some other people that don't want to have kids. So why would they want to be with somebody with kids? Fuck that shit.
Right. I get that. I do.
Go ahead, world class.
I broke the question down to the value of seeing that a person can be a good parent versus the other thing that I was saying, all the liabilities that come with it, as with respects to, is it optimal? And again, the risk is a lot. It's a lot. Babies need a lot of attention. And I would have to say no. To this question, I'm going to have to say no. If you, I think you muted us, Ron.
Yeah. So for me, personally, I just, I could see where, man, listen, if I see a woman if I was a single man right now, and since I have little young babies, right? Say whatever the case is. My wife is gone. She's removed from this earth. And I see a goddamn woman that is great with children. Like she could do all the things that I see that is, that I need for my child. And she has a kid. I'm not going to say, well, damn, you're disqualified because, sorry, but.
A woman to know how to take care of children effectively is sexy.
It definitely is. Same thing. That's how come us men, people. That's why people always get mad at good fathers that are so-called baby daddies. Yeah. But since we are good fathers, we are a little bit more attractive to women most of the time.
Guess we don't know till you see it. What the fuck? Otis, what's going on? What?
Somebody said y'all got matching blouses.
Somebody asked, what the fuck going on, man? You got to fight?
He had to take that matching blouse off.
That nigga went and squared up with somebody, yo. Squared up with somebody, yo.
I saw it in the chat. They got his ass.
He running over to fight somebody in the chat.
Yeah. Damn. Him and Sharon got matching blouses.
That's crazy.
Hey, listen, if that's the case, blouses win.
Wow.
Man, why this nigga just do that for, man? That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
What's up, 651? Tell us how you love dating single baby mothers and you adore them.
Well, I'm 43. I have no kids. I would prefer to have a woman without no kid. But reality is, I'm 43, so my dating range is from like 30 to 45. So likelihood, if she got one, I don't mind. If she got kids, if they're older, I don't mind. But no newborns, no babies. I don't got time to be walking into a house with kids shit all over the place. So I prefer, to date. I prefer women with no kids, but at my age, if they're older, I don't mind.
So
can y'all hear me clearly? Can y'all hear me clearly?
Hold on.
About to be a situation.
Shout out to the Cash App from J Ma. He says, Shout out to you and Otis with the matching shirts.
They got me all confused.
Blouses.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all
What
right.
you had
And
on
another
before?
one. Y'all niggas out of line, man.
Oh, y'all
Don't worry
did have the
about
same
it.
shirt.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. Keep on. Just keep it moving. Come on.
I just look back. Y'all did have the same color shirt on. That's funny. That's hilarious.
The chat be tripping, man. They be
I'm
going
looking at me.
in. Boy, come on, man.
But why you get up so fast though? What you?
No, I hadn't changed my shirt.
He tried to run before somebody saw that shit, but I already saw it.
Man.
Yeah, the chat be tripping. I already got a fat tongue. Now they want to. Yeah, all right. Don't worry about it.
What?
No diggity. No diggity. No diggity. No diggity.
No diggity.
No diggity.
BB, that's your fault. Robin, that's your fault.
No
fault.
Diddy. No doubt.
Sharon,
Oh,
who is that baby? Is that just a random clip you found?
Yeah. Oh God. Ah, boy.
Oh, my fault. No diddy. My fault. I said no diggity. Damn. Yeah, all right. No diddy. All right.
That is
no
how
diddy.
you say no diddy with that
You was
big
black
lazy
for a minute.
tongue.
All right, Pierce Diddy.
And that blouse.
Hey, they had it again.
What you telling on us?
I gotta go, boy. Y'all go too far.
Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Boy.
Robin M. Otis woke up and looked at Sharon like non-consenting Jack, the dusty thin cell. Another factor that y'all conveniently keep overlooking is a good mother doesn't equate to a good spouse and vice versa. Some women are good to men, but evil to their kids. As an outsider, you can't stop her. So just call CPS.
Damn.
Ain't no wrong.
Hey, he didn't say nothing wrong with that one right there. That is 100% fact. Just because she's a good
y'all
wife.
play this game. Nah, I ain't calling CPS on it, but y'all play that game online. Hell no, we ain't gonna CPS, man. Come on.
Yo.
Unless we really, really have to, we'll call CPS.
At a minimum, get the fuck out that house.
Oh man.
Yeah, but then what about the kid? Like, how does that help the
I mean,
kid?
call him when you leave, but I'm saying I'm not gonna
okay.
stay and catch no case.
Right.
They ain't putting that shit on me.
Hold on. Let me see what Robert M sent with this. What is this?
Oh God, what is she saying?
Did I ever tell y'all? She's a mess.
And I'm trying to catch these eclipse down here in Texas, man. I'm trying to catch that shit.
Robert M, that goddamn link is hilarious. You are a nut. You know that, Robert M? You are a nut.
She's out of control. She's out of control.
She is a nut. Okay. Where were we, world class? Get us back on.
Listen, I don't even know what to say at this point. I think Otis needs the floor.
What happened? What I do? We good?
You did a lot in a short period of time. I was confused. I was in the middle of talking. I forgot what I was talking about.
I didn't mean to throw it off. I'm sorry. I apologize if I threw it off, but the chat, tripping. Who is that? Robin M and DB, whoever the hell it is, talking to
Scotty
all
and
of them been tripping today.
and Mike.
Yeah, so
oh boy.
Yeah. I apologize if I threw it off, but I had to change my shirt. I had to.
But I think
apologize.
I've spoke about this a number of times. I just think the stepdad deal is a bad deal fundamentally from a business standpoint, but I look at it as a charity. So it's charity. You put something in, you ain't getting nothing out of it. It's charity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe a write-off, but what say? Is she an evil mom?
Yeah, you can read it. Go ahead.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Femcell with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. He said, if she an evil mom, run. With them kids, son, what? Buck them kids.
kids.
Okay.
Yeah, read this one too.
Talking to kinfolk. What is?
Let Otis read it. Otis, read it.
What? Let's apologize. Is that what it is? That's how Otis say apologize. Oh my god.
That's Otis.
Oh my goodness, kinfolk.
She is hilarious.
And you know,
they
you
said
know
they got
what's
a
worse.
dictionary coming.
You know what's a worse deal? A worse deal than being a stepfather is being a woman and having a man create you into a baby mother, right? That is a way worse deal because this guy, he created you a baby mother, then he left you high and dry, right? And now he's dodging child support because he don't want to take care of his kid. And on top of that, he doesn't want you to ever find happiness or love or somebody to marry you because he said you don't have any more value, right? So that's even a worse deal. So ladies, if you out there, avoid these men that have these ideologies, right? Because they don't want you to be happy. They want to put you in a hard up, messed up situation. And after they create you into a baby mother, they're going to tell you don't have any value and all men should stay away from you. Right? So once these men start speaking and exposing themselves, ladies, queens out there, listen and run far away from them.
So you're saying that men make women, right? We create who and what they are, yes? Brownsville?
Yes. If
we
you have created, if you make them into a baby mother is what I said.
That's it. That's the only thing you can do is make them into a baby mother.
No, that's what is being done. That's the topic.
I'm just
the
asking.
topic is stepfathers, right? And the
I'm
other side of being a stepfather is being a baby mother, right? And on the panel, we're expressing how such a bad deal being a stepfather is, right, in a situation that a lot of these men on the panel created, which is a baby mother, right? So the irony and the hypocrisy in that is astounding to me.
Is there any government assistance for men to stepfather?
I'm sorry that it's astounding to you, but it's a reality.
But hold on, Pastor. Is it any government assistance for being a stepfather, like it is for being a single mother?
No.
Why would you need government assistance to be a stepfather?
Say it again.
I said, why would a real man need government assistance to be a stepfather?
You were arguing that it's worse for a mom, right? So we do net worth, liabilities, assets. If she's getting more than the stepdad, wouldn't the stepdad deal be worse? Because you said that it's worse being a mother, a single mother. So if there's no assistance for the stepfather, and there is assistance for the single mother, it will fundamentally make the stepfather worse, a worse deal.
But can we say that's not universally true? All single mothers don't get government assistance.
And government assistance is available to families. Families get government assistance.
Right, and also we gotta also admit that government assistance is available to anybody that is
men included. It's income based.
Yeah, it's income based.
Yeah, so that was talking about the whole family income. So I get what you're going at, but I get what you're going at, but nah.
But there's literally nothing for a stepdad. That is something for
I agree.
Stepmother.
That's true.
No,
so that's what I'm saying.
But it's not for single moms. It's for people that has bad.
But see, but look what I'm saying.
It's for the children. It's
hold
not
on.
for it's not for the mom.
You're defaulting. Listen to what you're doing.
Hold on. Okay, I got you. Word class. Go ahead, PhD.
Non-consenting Jack, the dusty Fincel. Pandering isn't masculine, Brownsville. They don't care. If he look good and smell right, she ain't getting rid of it. Women like it raw too, they say.
Yeah, they do like it raw as well. But Femcell is a nut. Yeah. But what was that work class about the government assistance?
What world class did was he conflated two different things, right? Because he's talking about assistance that a baby mother receives from the government to help take care of the children, right? And the reason why they can qualify and get this assistance is because the father decided to forego his accountability and responsibility
That's
and
incorrect.
walk away
That's incorrect.
and
That's
leave her
incorrect.
out
That's
unto the
incorrect.
wolves.
That's
Because,
absolutely a lie. That is not a lie.
no,
A
that
father
is
can be
correct.
there. A father can be
And
there, and
before
she
you
get
go, I also want to
assistance.
jump in before you go
You
ahead
confusing. You're conflating
and
Section 8 with food stamps. That's a lie.
before you debunk it, I also want to say also the stepfather could also get what is called child support, not child support, the income tax credit. They can also do that as well if they cool with them. So that's something that happens as well. Because
Yeah, but that's not assistance for being a single father.
but no, but we talking about beneficial wise from the government is what we're saying. So, but
No,
go ahead, work class.
You specifically can get stuff for being a single parent. You can't specifically get stuff for being a stepdad. And when you guys are referring and you're defaulting to what single parents can get, you're defaulting in terms of what's assistance. Now, I understand what government is assistance. Like you said, you can get a tax credit.
But a government
Well,
when you get hold on. So also when you get that child credit, when you get that child credit, hold on, that child credit.
Father can also get that
I
same
said single
benefit.
parent. I said single
Right?
parent.
No, you said single mother at first.
So
also,
let's not conflate
hold
two
on
different
before we move past it. A child credit is government assistance. It is. It's considered government assistance.
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore a stepfather can get government assistance.
No. You're missing it. So can a Fortune 500 company. They can get government assistance too. I said there's no assistance for being a stepfather.
The child credit.
You're not listening, Sharon. You always tell us to listen.
Go ahead.
There's no assistance for being a stepfather at all.
But it's assistance, because they're not going to recognize you as a stepfather.
He can get that. He can get that as a regular citizen. He can. The nigga that don't become a stepfather can get the same thing a stepfather get. He can get the benefit you talking about. If a guy gets with a woman that don't have children, he get the same benefits.
No, he won't.
Not minus the kids.
When they have a child, he can get the same benefits.
Yeah, but
when he exactly. Well, when he have a child with that woman that he gets with, he can get the same exact credit.
Oh,
so it's not,
sure. As long as the child,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's nothing.
So that's what we're saying. The child got to be there. So, but what we're saying is, so you can get the government assistance part is for just poor people in general. It doesn't matter if you're man, woman, single father, single mother.
And
Sharon,
and this is what world class isn't saying. That's why I don't like these disingenuous conversations, because the mother, the single mother who's dependent on government assistance, the reason why she's dependent on government assistance because the dude that made her a baby mother is terrible, no good type of dude, right? So that is my point. Like, why are we conflating two different things?
How can you assume they're a horrible dude? What are you talking about? And then say somebody's complaining something.
Because the reason why he's a horrible dude.
Or she knew that he was in and out of jail and still decided to make babies with him, and then he got locked up in prison and can't take care of the baby.
So why do y'all go to prison
can
so
I
much?
say something?
I'm just saying.
No. I said okay, fine. We accept all that. Why y'all go to prison so much?
I don't go to prison.
Like, I don't even know how that's a good point.
Not talking to me.
Choose men that go to prison.
Damn. If I say because we raised by black mothers, then it's gonna start an argument.
It's about to get wild, work class. This time is your fault.
All right,
I was raised by all my siblings was raised by a single black mother, and none of us been to prison. So I can't relate to why they go to prison. I worked in the prison, but I can't relate why they go to prison.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Happy. I know you wanted to ask a question. Go ahead, Happy.
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, because I don't get it. It's like you give these deadbeats a freaking pass. Like, I don't get it. Like, and I know y'all see this a lot. Like, they don't take care of their children. Then the child turns 18, they want to say hello and shit. Like, absolutely not. Bye. Mind you, the child doesn't even finish college yet, but they want to be right there. Mind you, depending on the state, if that child is still in school, you are still liable. You know, you still on the hook for that. But it's like men actually wait until the child can no longer get, said whatever. Some of them actually hunt the children down and say, oh, sign this, or sign that. It's full of crap. Like, a lot of y'all were never even put on child support Absolutely not whatsoever. Y'all were allowed to live your lives. Nobody bothered y'all. Nobody talked bad about y'all. Y'all did whatever the hell y'all wanted to do. Now the child is grown, y'all want to pop up like y'all did something. I just find all of this madness. Y'all just going on about nothing, and y'all know y'all was for far too long. I'm sick of it. Like, just stop.
Most men take care of their kids. That's a small percentage.
That's a fact. That's absolutely fact.
Most black men take care of their kids.
More than that white
Okay,
man did.
men is deadbeats. I was talking about the deadbeat part. Y'all keep letting that go. Like that's
Okay,
what it was.
well,
That's what
I
it was
can't,
about. Y'all turned
can't
it into
relate to
something
that.
else out of nowhere, and then y'all
I
skipped
can't
over it.
relate.
That's all I was
I can't
talking about.
relate. I can't relate to
I
deadbeats.
know
I
men
don't
take
know
care
what
of
they
their
do.
children. I know plenty of men, baby, that take care of their children.
I
That's
can't relate
not
to dead.
what I said, though.
You have to get a panel full with deadbeats. I don't think the brothers on this panel are deadbeats. So I think
Okay, so
you can't relate.
what's that guy name that start with a P right there? He not a deadbeat?
I don't
Shit.
know him. I don't know him.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we not
Oh,
gonna hear that
man.
noise. Stop playing with me.
Damn.
Real
I
out
let
here.
him
I don't
talk
know
for
him.
too long, and he said it himself
Crazy.
like 20 times,
Yeah.
and y'all still ain't mentioned that though.
Again,
Yeah,
ma'am,
all
I
right.
don't know these. I
It
don't
ain't
know
That's
these
your
lost
fault.
on
brothers,
Hey,
me.
ma'am.
I see you. Thanks.
Hey, Pastor, survive. Fight
Okay,
for yourself.
survive, Pastor.
Survive, Pastor.
Pastor ain't
yo, you better
But
shut
look,
up.
Happy is absolutely correct though, right? Because
About
these
Pastor
same
being
men.
a deadbeat.
No, I ain't talking about
That's
Pastor. I
crazy.
don't know. I don't know Pastor to call him a deadbeat. But
Shit.
what I'm saying is these men who are thinking they're not deadbeats are the same men who are complaining about paying child support, right? When in most states, the requirement is only 25 to 30% of your income if you have two kids, right? So you're complaining about giving 25 to 30% of your income to your child when the mother who's raising the child is putting 100% of her income to raise the child, right? So we got to stop having these disingenuous conversations, right?
What?
Let's address these dudes who think they're not deadbeats just because they're paying child support, right? Like
100%.
100%
100%.
exactly. As
So
a
she not
man,
getting her hair,
a real
her
father,
hair, and her nails.
That's for
puts
her kid too.
That's for
100%.
the kids.
A real father puts 100% of his income towards his children, towards his
Right.
family. That's what a real father does, right?
Most parents,
A
What?
low budget
most
father
full time parents do that.
will complain about paying 25 to 30% of his income in via child support, and they'll be going to Congress and trying to change the child support laws to
That's
make it
crazy.
even less than 25 to 30%, right? So these are the no good dudes that are out here that Happy is talking about, that these men on a panel are constantly defending every day, and that is the problem.
I don't think all the men complain about paying child support, or do they feel that the custody laws or whatever in certain states are unfair? That's the
No, they
question.
complain about paying child
Okay,
support.
okay.
As a matter of fact, it was a few weeks ago that what's that guy's name? Killer Mike was talking to a wannabe presidential candidate, and they were talking about child support, and the little white man was like, "Child support is a state issue. Why are you like basically?" And then they just kept going with it, So yes, y'all, black men in general, but black men especially, be complaining about paying child support.
I mean, each state is
Because
different. In the state I live in, the great state of Florida, and when I hear men complain about it, in the state of Florida, these judges want father in the household or in the picture. So what the state does is it made it easier for the man to file joint custody, and whoever make the most has to pay child support. That's how it is in the state of Florida. It's a beautiful thing. So most men in Florida can't complain because they made it so simple for the father to have joint custody, and
But Joe,
whoever
you
make the
know
most,
why
go
most of the
ahead.
laws won't change? It's because of people like that white man who we all get a vote, and we're not going to vote to change the laws to make. The only people that's crying about this are the people who are having to pay it. And as y'all said, the majority of black men are gladly taking care of their kids. So it
Yep.
is a minority that's having an issue with the laws. They're not going to change the laws for the minority. It's not
Yeah.
big enough
Yeah.
of an issue. And for those of us that took care of our kids, we don't care.
Yo, they're not going to change the laws because the
Yeah, that's
state
all
makes
I'm saying.
51. They're not going to change the law because the states make 51 billion a year from it.
Yeah,
Most of the
it's
child support coming to the state.
money.
Hey, how many?
No.
Hey, work class. How many men you ever heard say, you know what? I am a deadbeat father.
In my life,
Yeah.
about a
Me
good 20.
never.
About a good 20.
You said a
In my
good
life.
20. Otis, have you?
Yeah,
So
older.
we
Most
got,
older. Most of them older.
we got a man on the panel that said he actually heard somebody say it. Otis, has you ever heard a man say, "I'm a deadbeat father"?
They haven't. They didn't verbally say it. They showed it by their actions. But to answer your questions, they didn't verbally say it. No.
I've had some guys. I've had about a good 20 admit it.
Wow.
I should have been there and I wasn't. Like, come on now.
That's awesome. That you even have 20 to even
Ask them. I'm like, nigga, where was you at?
And quick question, world class. How many kids and Otis? How many baby mama did those men have that admitted or had tendency to show that they're deadbeats? Just a question.
Most of them got more than one baby mama.
All right.
Exactly. I will answer that way. I'll answer that way as well.
Okay. All right.
What's the drop mic on that? Because it was up to them if they knew they wasn't shit as a father to not go and impregnate women, correct?
The problem is the problem is, and this is a problem. We gotta take accountability on both ends.
Right.
Yes.
So now let's start. We talking about fathers right now. So let's take accountability with the fathers, right? So if that man
with the
could
father,
sit up there,
okay,
hold on. If that man could sit there and say, I should have been there and I wasn't, or he's a deadbeat or whatever, then it was up to him to say, hey, I really don't want no kids. So let me start conducting myself in a way that won't lead to me having more kids. Correct?
Correct. And I'm gonna say this, Miss Diva. I'm gonna say this, Miss Diva. Do you
Dr.
think
Diva to you?
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Do you think irresponsible people make sound decisions? There are irresponsible adults. I worked in the prison system. There are people that are just irresponsible. They
Was you one of the ones that got charges pressed on them for messing with government property?
Who, me?
You.
No.
Okay, that's what you're gonna tell us. Nevertheless, go ahead.
No, hear me out. What I'm saying is there are some people that just plain out irresponsible. Just plain out, men and women. So it's the responsible adult that have to make sound decisions for irresponsible people. That's why I said drop mic. So if there's a woman and she know he got 3 or 4 baby mamas, why would she deal with it?
Right, but so then that means that she's not a responsible adult, right? So now why are we expecting the women to be, or most women to be responsible and acting like the men get a pass?
Well, let's go. Let's say
seeks its own level. So if that woman is willing to even deal with his broke deadbeat ass, then
she's
something's
irresponsible
really wrong with her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
But
same
to the
shit
point-
that's wrong with him is wrong with her.
And I agree. So
hold on. Back to
irresponsible.
back to the point. If me and Otis was asked, are there men that admit it? All right, he admitted it. What you did when you was like 20 years ago or 15 years ago, you was younger, dumber, whatever. Everybody got that excuse. My shit is, what are you going to do now? You 50, you 60, your children 20 something. What are you doing now? How we even get to these conversations? Like, are you going to take responsibility for your son out here shooting this person, that third person? What are you going to do now? That's the only thing I care about at that point.
World class, let me ask you a question. Of those 20 men, did any of them ever rekindle or try to rekindle a relationship with their child?
So that I think that's a good question, because a lot of the guys that say it, they only are saying it after they've done something to fix it. Okay. So it's a lot of chumps that are not gonna admit it because they ain't doing shit. Because you kind of want to, it's a saving face element is there. So yeah, it's a lot of them that are doing something now. Their daughter is in a new situation, and shout out to everybody that give that parent, mom and dad, a chance, even though they betrayed them. Shout out to all y'all to do that. But so that person, that child, to step out there, they'll try to step up. Some of them be on drugs, you know how it be. So yeah, it comes from that. It's a level of saving face that's coming with that I would say. But yeah.
Are we reading this, Sharon?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I have a family member that got it's the exact situation, in and out of jail, and all his baby mamas, they done everything but went to jail with him. So it's like PH Diva said, water seeks its own level. They're both irresponsible. And the world is full of people like that, adults that have never matured, haven't grown up. And those are the people that, when we're talking about on the system and the population, sure. But the overwhelming majority of single mothers get no government assistance, don't even get child support, and they're gainfully employed, making money, doing it on their own. So to Brownsville point, it's not fair. And I'm not saying they're giving 100% of their income. I think it's not fair for them not to get the support, and not just financial, the emotional support of the other parent, because we all know as parents, raising kids is fucking hard. Forget just the money. Step up, spend time with the kid, help with some of the discipline, some of the structure. When you see guys not doing it financially, a lot of times they ain't doing nothing. But then the ones who are, the woman can appreciate it if, damn, dad is always there every weekend. He's doing stuff, because that's a lot of burden too. So
guys that
I kind of don't.
Guys that are not in their child's lives, like, you don't see hour by hour how much your child and your baby needs, like, that extra assurance, hour by hour, not literally by months. They be needing that assurance day in, day out, and you don't know what hour that you miss is going to mess up their confidence. So it's like being hands-on. They need a lot of attention, way more attention than you think they do. Just to have that extra arm up under their shoulder to pick them up when they fall, it mean a lot to them. You know, I say this and I'm done. My son, we always go to the same market. He goes to the same market, same organic market. He vegan, I'm vegan, right? So when I go, he always grab my hand. I'm like, I can't hold the basket, put the card in, pick the stuff up. Like, son, why you always hold my hand? He said, so I won't get lost.
Oh,
you know
how old is your baby?
7. But it's like little stuff like that. You miss out on stuff like that when you're not there. That's why we don't tolerate men being around us that's not there. Like, that stuff is precious, and I can share that, and I will never forget that. So he needs that. It probably don't mean anything to him. He's just answering my question, but it means everything to me. And it reminds me that literally hour by hour they be needing a little piece of your wisdom.
And world class, to your point, and that's 100% spot on. Absolutely right. Mm-hmm. But why do we have so many men who come on these platforms and say, well, you know what? Only 1 hour or 2 hours a day is good enough to devote to my kids, right? And when somebody gets on there and say, well, no, man, try to at least give 4 hours. Oh, no, that's too much. That's way too much. And they totally rebuke spending more than 1 or 2 hours with their child, right?
Who said that?
Listen, Sharon, he'll break it down later, but a lot of the men jumped on a platform and they pretty much expressed those thoughts, right? Now, we also understand, yes, women have to do a better job of discerning the good men from the bad men. We understand that, we get that, but we will be fools not to articulate that these bad men, they're tricking these women. They're not coming to them with honesty. They're not coming to them to 10-15 point saying that, oh, well, I got a jail plan for you. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have sex, and then I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna make you a baby mama, and you're gonna have to raise this kid by yourself while I spend 6 years in prison. I'm gonna get out of prison. You're gonna take care of me for 2 years, and then I'm gonna do something to go right back to prison. And
is that realistic? Men, he don't even know. They live in day to day though. But they live in day to day.
World class. Men are not selling that type of vision to women, right? So we can't blame the woman when they get with a guy who has that type of vision, but he's not articulating that vision when he meets the woman, right? So these men are not being honest about their intentions, right? So yes, woman is culpable. They got to do a better job of discernment, but men, we got to be more honest about our vision and our plans.
Okay, we gotta be more honest. Thank you, brother. Hey, yo, I gotta be up out of this, right? Your Brownsville was good, kicking it back and forth. All y'all was good on the panel.
Yeah, peace and love.
It's fucking wild, man. If y'all get a chance to check it out, I gotta go outside and check it out. Have a good one.
All right, Pastor.
Hey, Brownsville, but I think a lot of men discount the necessity and influence of fathers, right? Because I was on Bean's show last week one day, and he was saying, like, to improve the community, the men don't need to do anything. The women just need to be better, because if a child has a fucked up father but a good mother, they'll still turn out to be a good child, a good person. Whereas if they have a good father and a fucked up mother, they're gonna be fucked up. Right. And so the men don't need to change anything. The women just as a collective need to be better. And part of that being better was not putting men on child support, taking it on the chin and saying, hey, I had sex with this man and got pregnant and we weren't married. So let me not put him on child support and just, take care of my child the best way possible. But so I think a lot, and there were plenty of men in his chat and on his so I think a lot of men, don't really feel like their responsibility to a child is necessary.
They're wrong and they're dumb.
We
None of
got
that's
space,
accurate. None of that.
we got space. Hit
Hey,
the link,
world class. I wanted to pick. I love that story you told about you and your son at the market, because I think it's so important. And I just wanted to add two things. One, what I liked about the story, like I said, you and your son, you're shopping, and I'm like, at the same time, that's moments you're teaching your son. And at the same time, I try to tell fathers, when you spend time with your kids, you learn things from them too. They teach us as well as we teach them.
That's true.
And I also say, like, those are moments like I spent with my stepson. So even though he's not my biological, we still spent a lot of moments like that. And some of the most precious moments I remember, he's 29 now, is he would be the one, and I remember it like it's yesterday, was still 3 or 4, I would fall asleep in the basement watching late sports. He would never leave me down there by myself. He would just keep hitting me, Daddy, get up. Come on, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. To put me in bed with his mother, because he wouldn't sleep. So that's what fathers miss when they're not involved with their kids. Little things like that 30 years ago, and I can still see those visions like it was just in front of me now.
Shout out to y'all for that. Like I said, I've been a goddad since I was 15 years old. So I have to. It's not even a question. I attribute my maturity to being a goddad, because I got a little girl that I don't want to fail. She became my godchild because me and my girlfriend at the time, her mom and my girlfriend were friends, so we would watch her. So I was the one, because I had a god sister and I had little brothers. I was the one that could get her to stop crying, feed her. She would laugh. Her personality came out more, talking to me. So I would have her all the time. So that's how that happened. And when you have a little face at 15 that you don't want to fail,
that rely on you,
it matures you.
Absolutely. And I would say, I don't know what kind of women these people be with, but yes, women are perfect.
But world class, you was a stepfather without being one. That's how stepfathers are made. You connect with these kids,
but see, I think that's a big difference between us.
Also, hey, Tony, can you come up for 1 second to make sure that it's you? Go ahead, world class.
But Rico, I think one difference, but that's a big difference between the godfather and a stepfather, is because I'm not fucking the mom.
Well, that's true. Right.
I met her. It's solely based off relationship with the child. I mean, in effect, you can still have the same experiences. I'm not trying to dismiss that fact. I just think how the relationships are built are different. But
the dynamic not there.
That's what every stepfather. See, that's what. Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's up, Tierney? That's you? Hello, Tierney. Tierney, is that you?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
That's Tierney.
Okay.
You don't have to come up. I just wanted to hear your voice. Go ahead. Okay.
World class.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was you. All right. If you staying on camera?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm pretty.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, my beautiful Gemini sister. Okay, there she go.
Hey, world class. I was only gonna say what you did is what every stepfather has to do, because oftentimes there's a biological father there. So you have to make your own relationship with the child. Because like I said, with my daughter, I didn't replace her father. He's there. So like she called me her bonus dad. So you have to do that even as a stepfather.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let me hold on. Let me introduce Tierney into the show properly, and also before PhD, for you there?
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Go ahead, Diva.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. A lot of these single moms are just that because they be hot doo-doo, overly traumatized and promiscuous though, and men don't find out they crazy side until she gets preggers. That's why men dip out. Demons.
Damn.
That's crazy.
What?
I disagree.
They knew they was a goddamn demon way before they got pregnant. That's how come they was all up in that goddamn vagina way, because of some demon vagina. Woo! I'm telling you. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, I want to say this. Some good, all wholesome vagina is great, but you ever get you some goddamn demon pussy? Woo!
Always judge a baby mom character on how many baby fathers she has. If she got 4 different baby daddies, I'm judging her character. Like, why you keep, everybody get a pass. Everybody make mistakes. If you have one baby father and it don't work, yeah, I get it. Maybe 2, but 3, 4, 5, and 6, yeah, it's
Yeah, at 3, it's questionable.
I want to welcome Tierney into the show. Welcome, the beautiful Tierney. Tell us, what is your point of view? Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, because I feel let y'all know the real. Y'all be up here lying. The more baby daddy she got, the better the pussy is. And y'all already know it. Y'all men will go for a woman with all the baby daddies and still hit that coochie as if it was just, yeah. Stop playing, okay? Y'all already know. A woman with one baby daddy, her coochie is not that good. It's boring. Somebody just accidentally nutted in her. That's all that was. Stop playing.
Nigga shit. This is nigga shit.
Stop playing. Y'all know what it is.
The women ain't saying nothing. Hey, this is nigga shit. This is straight nigga shit.
Well, y'all is niggas. Y'all ain't never niggas up here.
All right. Hold on. So this is what we gotta find out. So, how good is your vagina, Ted? Do you got one man's child, or you got more than one?
I have more than one man's child. Thank God it happened when I hit 30, not when it was supposed to, because I would have had.
Hey, listen. So we know what kind of. She got that demon in her.
Bomb.
Hey, Sharon, the only thing better than demon pussy is witch pussy.
Oh, damn.
Whoa. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking
Y'all are crazy.
Whoa. That's why y'all be under spells and shit. Talk about witch pussy. That's crazy.
They can turn a woman having 3 baby fathers, turning this something positive and say she got good pussy, instead of saying bad decisions.
I mean, y'all men make bad.
Hold on. Go ahead, PhD.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. 2 different baby daddies equal trash mind and good box.
No, daddy don't feel that way. First off, okay, because I'm pretty sure your mama got multiple baby daddies.
Damn.
But I'm just saying, a woman ain't got no kids. Ain't no man want to invest in her. No man want to invest.
Can I ask you a question, Tierney? Can I ask you a serious question?
Girl, some of us actually got some sense.
That's not true.
Y'all just ain't got no good pussy. Stop playing with me.
If
If your pussy that good, he gonna nut. It's gonna come out.
She still gotta keep it.
Sounds silly as hell.
She could just be a child cemetery.
Hey, Tierney, let me ask you a question. I'm so serious. One, if you don't mind, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
Okay, 3, and you have 2 baby daddies, correct?
Well, I have an ex-husband and a baby daddy.
Well, that's different. I mean,
that's different.
Kind of different. If you married, no, that's different. That's different. Oh,
she was married
because you have an ex-husband, which means you had a child. I'm assuming while you were married, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you have one with outside. Yes, is that different, Sharon? Would you consider it to be different? She was married.
Ex-husband is no baby father.
You don't think that's different?
I'm
get one ring.
That, you know what? Y'all say
or 2.
Streets.
No,
she's on it.
Go ahead, Steve.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. Woof woof. Hit dog holler. Wasn't specific to you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I got multiple baby daddies. It is what it is. A lot of women got multiple baby daddies. I mean, that
Okay,
don't
well,
mean
I'm
that
still
they're
going to
bad.
ask the second question, though. Question: if you had a choice, and be honest about it, if you had a choice, would only have had one father of your children if you had a true choice?
I mean, that's every woman wish. You know what I'm saying? Every woman just wants to stay.
Okay, good question. Good question. Do you regret having two baby fathers instead of one?
I don't.
She's not gonna say that.
I don't. You know
Okay,
why?
I'm trying to find the right word, but she's coming back with some right
Hey,
answers.
Otis, this is a problem that you're not understanding. That vagina is so good.
No, let me tell you why I don't.
She answered the question though. Hey, I feel
Yeah,
you.
first
I get
baby daddy, which is ex-husband, is giving me hell. Okay, he mad that he lost a good vagina, so now he giving me hell. But the other baby daddy realized that we was just friends, we had a kid, and it's a cool relationship. So I'm just that's just what I'm going through. I know other women go through what they're going through, but I'm kind of glad that I have another baby to love as much as possible versus dealing with a bitter baby daddy. Because y'all men be bitter baby daddies too. It's not just women.
So now that you have two fathers of your children, would you find it harder to date to find a mate, or are you even looking for that?
I've been in a relationship for almost a year, and
Okay.
you don't have no problem. I have no problem dating.
Okay.
None.
God damn. Hey, so my question to you, Tierney. So are you gonna tell your son, hey son, you better go find you if you want some good son, and you got two options. Either find you a good woman with a good mind, or you find a woman that have multiple baby daddies because that box is good. She's gonna rock your world. Is that what you gonna tell him?
No, I'm gonna tell him go find a woman like your mommy. Okay.
Wow.
And my
Wow.
son understands that mommy and daddy are not together because of daddy's decisions.
Shit.
My son wants mommy and daddy together. He told me the other day, Mommy, I want you and daddy back together. But I explained to him we can't. You know, but my son realizes that mommy is a good mommy, regardless if she has another baby or not.
What's
going
on?
Hold on. So, but okay, cool. You could be a good mommy, but are you a good wife or woman?
Am I good what?
A good wife.
Oh yeah, that's why. Cause he liked it and he put a ring on it. Of course. Of course. Of course. Baby mom was getting married too.
Hold on. So Tanner, you got engaged?
I did. Yeah. And I just want to give a shout out to
Congratulations.
stepdads. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stepdads are the #1 heroes, bro. Like, look, fathers do what they're supposed to do, but stepdads do what they don't have to do. And I mean, it was a stepdad that raised me. And I just find it super heroic for a man to step up to a plate that wasn't even his. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, Sister One, you want to say something because you have a lot of feedback?
Oh no, I was moving, sir. No, I don't disagree with what she just recently just said.
Oh, you do have something to say, or you said you don't have something to say? Which
No,
one
I
is
don't
it?
have anything to say. I agree with what she just mentioned that she just talked about. That's me with all the feedback.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right, let me come back out. Sorry about that.
All
No
right.
problem.
Okay. Oh man. Go ahead, PH Diva. This took a turn. World class. This took a turn.
Didn't it? I'm stressed out.
All righty. Non-conforming Jack, the Dusty Fincel. Tierney needs to let that man she keeps locked in the basement go. Stop
Shit.
stealing men's seed. We're not your baby making slaves. Tierney box is not fire. You know.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm giving this man my best because I understand that it's not easy for a woman with children to go out there and have as many options as a woman with no kids. I totally get that. So yeah, the man I got in my life, I'm making sure the mistakes I made in my marriage, I'm not making with him. I mean, that's
Damn.
that shit too.
Okay. I don't know what to think about you. Shit, you confusing me.
What
Okay.
she's saying,
Otis don't fall for it.
is she's a lady that brings a lot of value to her current relationship, right? So
Mm-hmm.
her
I hear.
ex-husband missed out, right? He dropped the ball, and now this new hero stepped up, and he said, "You know what? I see the value in you. I see the power that you possess. I see the way that you can balance the relationship and help me stay on the right path." So you know what he did? He put a ring on it, right? So he's gonna do something with her that her husband was never able to do, and that was to make her happy, right? So men out there, don't disqualify women with children already because they was with a no good man who had no desire to take care of them the right way as a real man would. Step up to the plate, realign your morals and value system to the correct way, and then you can get a good woman like Tyranny who's gonna give you
What's
her
going
best
on?
and who's gonna
And that's why they
you
love
to be a
Captain
real
Capem.
man.
Can I
Right.
ask you a question, Tyranny?
That's why they love
Come on,
Captain
Can I ask
anything.
you?
Capem, right there.
Tyranny, can I ask you a question?
Facts.
Does your fiance have kids?
He has one son. Yes.
Okay, so are you guys gonna be doing the blended family thing?
Of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Y'all
so
can
he has
start.
custody of his kid?
He doesn't have full. You know, he has the
Okay.
every other weekend. You know.
So how do you feel about being a stepmother?
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all
Okay.
baby mamas is the worst.
Hold on,
people
before
to
you
go
answer,
ahead.
Teddy.
Go
Before you
ahead.
answer, go ahead.
Oh my God! No, don't do that.
Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. You know what? Her head game is on point, though. Box still trash, though. Y'all love talking up under people.
Hey. God. Man.
But I'm just curious as how do you
Hold
feel
on,
about
hold on. He got another one.
Oh, okay.
All right. Non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. Stop pandering. We know you only glad she's off the market so that she's off to the side and not destroying a good man's life. Brownsville, stop it.
He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man to me. And he's black.
So,
You know how many good black men out there.
Tell me, how do you feel about being a stepmother? And then, like, what is the give us some advice on how the blended family, the blended relationship that you think should work? Because I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. Being a stepmother is hard as hell because you ratchet females that got kids with a man you can't let go. You want to make the new relationship hard. You don't want to let the man go. Let him go, girl. He ain't yours no more. He ain't yours no more. You need to let.
Okay. So you're not gonna go into it fighting, are you? Think about the children.
Right? No.
They don't want to see you fighting with their mama. Like they don't want to see him fighting with their daddy. So y'all all gotta be as kumbaya as possible for the children.
If the woman can't let him go, there's usually a reason why she can't let him go, right? And that's because he usually hasn't let her go all the way, right? So usually the man is playing some part in the not being able to let him go.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, maybe she just realized what she lost.
Y'all don't never agree with it until you in the same situation that she is, right? Y'all don't never agree until you end up being her.
Listen, if the relationship is over, it's over. You can't get mad because this man moved on. I heard what you said. Don't get me wrong.
Has he moved on though? That's the point I'm trying to make.
Has
he totally
he
moved
liked it?
on?
He put a ring on it. So
that
if
don't
he don't
mean
move
nothing.
on,
A man will put a ring on your finger and still be laying up with the baby mama. Are you
well,
crazy?
I'm not gonna assume that of my man, maybe these other ratchet niggas, but my man has proved to me he's moved on. Now, only what I see in my face is she is the one that is upset that he's moved on.
Okay.
She's mad at that, you
So
know.
let's just for a moment.
And that's how the conveyor belt keep going, right?
Can we at least pretend?
No, because
pretend,
but hold on 1 second.
Right.
That's not putting any positivity though in your man. That's keeping the man from That's keeping women in this mind frame that all men are bad regardless.
I didn't say all men were bad, but I'm saying that when you're looking at these relationships, there are men who had relationships, had children with a woman, and he done moved on, she done moved on. My point is, if that woman is holding on, she usually holding on to something, no matter how small it may be, right? So he hasn't put his foot down and created a boundary there. That's what I'm telling you.
Now that part I absolutely agree. Sometimes y'all men don't be putting boundaries because you're scared to. You're scared, like you're scared you're gonna lose both of them. Not that you're still messing with the other, but I agree with the boundaries part. Y'all gotta learn to put boundaries down. I totally agree with
Sometimes
that.
men do that. Sometimes men do that because he afraid that she gonna keep the baby from him.
That
sports out here, stop it. Absolutely not.
No.
Tyranny. What I want you to think about,
that is
though,
the real thing.
is irregardless of how the man's behaving or you're behaving, the worst thing y'all can do is, I'd rather y'all stay apart than y'all mess up these kids by fighting with each other's previous spouse. So that's why when I hear you say, I'm like, don't go at that woman like that. No matter what you think about her, it's just not good, healthy for the children.
You're absolutely correct. So in some situations, you know, the new woman to come along, she don't have nothing against her baby mama. She don't know the baby mama. It's the baby mama that feels some type of way. So the baby mama is creating a hostile environment, and y'all men know that they can. I mean,
but even if that's the case, if you're the new woman, let that woman have space. Let her deal with her feelings. Don't. I get it. People want, but I always want everybody to think about the children first, because they're the ones who will be sitting there watching this shit and seeing it, and then his kid will start hating you because you fighting with his mama.
This is true.
You don't want them to see that.
I agree.
That's all I ask y'all to think about that.
Yep, nope, I totally agree. That's the only hard thing about being a stepmom is when the outside forces come and try to mess up that relationship. But the positive thing about being a stepmom is that I'm a role model in somebody else's child's life. You know, they get to look up. You know, they get to look up to me and be like, oh, you know, Miss Charity did this. This was a good thing. I like that. You know, so.
But that's why I say it's not, being a step parent is not for everybody, because everybody doesn't have the maturity for it. So I that's why I don't promote people to do it. Everybody can.
Yeah.
Woo. Y'all are crazy. It's all your fault, by the way. Yes, it was all your fault, by the way. So the conclusion of the show, being a stepfather can be a tough gig. You're expected to step into a role that may not always be welcome with open arms. You may face challenges trying to bond with your stepchildren or bonus children, however you want to call it, especially if they already have a strong connection with a biological father. There can be conflicting feelings of loyalty and resentment, making it difficult to find a place in the family dynamic. You might feel like you're walking on eggshells trying to navigate complicated relationships and emotions. It's something that we went through. Otis explained those emotions, but that is an emotion that happens on both sides of the coin, whether you are biological or stepfather. These are just the growing pains of raising a goddamn child. So you may find yourself in financially supporting children who are not biologically yours, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. But despite the challenges, being a stepfather can also be incredibly rewarding. You have the opportunity to make a positive impact in a child's life, to be a role model and a source of love and support. It's irreplaceable. You can't put a dollar on that. It may not always be easy. I get it. Raising children is not an easy thing, whether you're a stepfather, godfather, foster, and the other plethora of ways that you could be a parent. So, you know, shout out to everybody that is doing their best and building up young adults. We are the solution-based group. We rebel against remedial rhetoric every single day of the week. We'll be back tomorrow around 9 a.m.-ish. Make sure you put some comments at the end of the show. Put some airplanes in the sky. If you are part of the chat, what's it called? Members, put some goddamn emojis in there, and let's keep on building this thing. Make sure y'all hit that share button, the like button. Thank you to Fencel Jack for being the sponsor of today's show. Much love and appreciation to everybody that had a say so in the show today. Thank y'all. I will see y'all later.